Let's get it. Let's get it. It's Friday. I know I ain't done a show in a while. I'm going to bring y'all what y'all deservedly need. Let me steal that from DJ. I don't know nobody else doing this. Hey. What's up? What's up? Your boy Hoop Jargon back with another dope episode. I was feeling Drake today. I played a little Drake. I was feeling a little Drake-ish. Shout out to my light-skinned followers out there, man. So, man, I got a special show lined up for y'all today. Hope y'all tuned in. Y'all hit the like button. Keep all that active. Bring in my guy. You know, we always have great streams together. So, without further ado, without further delay, let me go ahead and bring him up. Not now, but right now, my guy, Between the Game Sports.
Yo, what's the word? Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy, man. We back.
Had to do it.
I'm back. I'm on Christmas break, so I got a chance to do some YouTube today.
There you go. Let's get some YouTubing in, man. So, we have a great subject to talk about today. It's just like with the new NBA climate, us old heads, you know, you 39, I'm 40, you LeBron age, LeBron being the oldest guy in the NBA. It's kind of hard to embrace the new wave, as it were. So that's why I titled this video, "There's No Country for Old Men." You know, that's a very popular movie, but it's apropos of what's going on with the NBA right now because it's a young boy league, and we're gonna explain why. But what you got for us on the intro, man? What you got?
No, you're right. I'm ready to get to it, man. It's funny to see the new guys kind of taking their foot forward and, you know, trying to put their imprint on this league. But you know, it is what it is. Time will tell. Still got a long season to go, but right now it's very telling.
Very telling. And shout out to my guy Sebastian Smith, man. She says, "Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it." My Glorilla voice. I kind of like Glorilla, man. She kind of grown on me. It's a strange omission, but that kind of reminds me of that fact. Oh, I'm gonna say this too, man. And show sponsor, as always, man, always dropping big bread on the channel. It's gonna be Machismo TV. So I'll look at this through this quick commercial, and then we right back at it.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
Yes, I had to shout out Machismo TV. I'm on there every Sunday. I do the sports wrap-up on their channel, so y'all go tune into them boys if you like men-centric content. That's your place to be. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. Now, the reason why, again, I came up with this subject matter, because you just see so much basketball, and basketball has changed. And, man, it's this great meme I showed about Jordan versus Penny. That's kind of the era that me and you grew up in for the NBA. What's it called with Marv Albert and what's it called?
NBA on NBC, man.
Yeah, man. The better in the world than that. Nothing.
Yeah.
So this era is different. The NBA is trying their best to put in things like the in-season tournament, which we saw an up-and-coming team. One of our guys who will be highlighted is my guy Halliburton, who's doing his damn thing right now, probably a top 10 player. And then you see some of the older statesmen, i.e. the Lakers, who won it, and you can make your emphasis on why that took place. Look a little suspect, I mean, but it is what it is. Shout out to D Moore in the building says, "Yo, man, appreciate you tapping in, bro." So now you see again, but in the midst of all that, I was looking down the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference standings, and there ain't no but young teams. I'm gonna tell you a team that really put me on the floor. The goddamn Orlando Magic been consistently a top 5 team in the East. Have you been peeping that?
Yes, but you kind of saw it last year. The talent was there. They just didn't know quite how to put it all together. And if I remember correctly, they weren't very healthy. So health is always a very, very key role. And then you got the young fella and Pablo, that guy, PB, Peanut Butter and Jelly. He's kind of taking that step forward and kind of putting his emphasis in. He's a very talented young man. So has a today's type of build. Back then, like 6'6" was the ideal type of player that you wanted, the Kobe's of the world, the Michael Jordans, anybody else that was in that era. And now you got these guys at 6'10", 6'11", who can do anything and everything that those same guys did, but with the height. So, you saw it. Yeah, they're number 5 right now in Eastern Conference.
Agreed. And with your point about 6'10", 6'11", I'm not gonna lie. I thought Jonathan Isaac was gonna be that guy for them. Coming out of Florida State, he was supposed to have been that dude to elevate that team, but we talked about injuries as well.
Yep.
Been a big thing plaguing his career. And now that he's kind of, back, quote unquote, he's like the 10th leading scorer on the team. So the Magic have been in their bag as far as their farm system, and I got to give a lot of credit to Frank Wagner? We say over here.
Franz Wagner, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Wagner, if you Bavarian or all that. I mean, they're putting up 26. Cole Anthony, he doing what he do, filling that thing up, and then Pablo just being good as advertised. Man. What a stark contrast between Pablo and what's going on, a few states over, many states over in Michigan with your boy Cade. Lord have mercy.
Cade Cunningham.
Lord have mercy.
28 straight L's, bro. How do you show up to work every day knowing that you're going to take an L? I guess if the paycheck is good, you show up. But good Lord. 28 straight, bro. You can't find a way to win one game.
Man, and this kind of goes counter to the point, but now I'm starting to see stuff like this starting to float around. I ain't gonna lie, this kind of pisses me off because people do this NBA Live thing and they try to compare players based off their reputation and not who they are. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
Houston's brought in these dudes, they win more games, and I'm here to tell you, no, the hell they would not.
That team does nothing. Man. That team does absolutely nothing.
No. Hey, just say no. Just say no. Put the drugs down. No. Boogie Cousins, who can't jump over a nickel, right? Your boy John Wall, I got a lot of respect for these guys as far as their career, but as far as who they are today, right now, they do nothing for me. Isaiah Thomas, 5'3", can't stay on the team. Listen, man, Michael Beasley is about our age. Hooper. Yeah. But you're a dog, but I mean, he's 36 years old, 35. No.
Somewhere in there.
Matt Stevenson, Blake Griffin, Taco Fall, Kemba Walker. Come on, man, stop.
No, Kemba Walker can't even get it done where he's playing at right now. I forgot what they said. He's like playing horribly wherever he's at right now. And oddly enough, you see the guy IT, they keep trying to throw him in. I feel bad for him, but it just like his time is gone. Same thing for John Wall. 5 years ago, John Wall was a top 5 point guard in this league. Right now, he can't even get on the court, which, man, he got all the money that he can get out of this thing, but it's over. It's over. And it is what it is.
You got to know when it's over, man. And some people just hold on, again, to reputation. I'm a big guy. Like, it's an acquired taste to get rid of bias for reputation. Because I'm going to say this, Russell Westbrook fans, y'all are the biggest culprits of this. Your reputation is one thing. That's cool. But once you age out of your reputation, no, it's done. It's done. And I'm trying to think of a cat who I just would not let go. But I had to accept it, man, when he just was finished, man. It'll come to me. I had to tip my tongue. It'll come back to me.
Well, for me, it was Allen Iverson.
Oh, that's a great one.
For me, it was Allen. I'm just like, man, that's AI. That's AI. But it was just like, dude, man, it's time, bro. Especially when he didn't want to change his mindset that, like, you're a 6-man, 7-man type of guy now.
Right. At the end of the day, it ain't the Nuggets. It ain't the Pistons. It ain't the Grizzlies. It's you.
Yeah.
It's you.
Hey, man, they taught us at a young age the common denominator will always come to the top.
Fact is a fact, man. And shout out to Justin Singleton, Hoop Jargon member, says, and by the way, guys, if you guys like the content, hit the like button. If you really like it, y'all can hit the Cash App or the Super Chat. Those get priority at all times. Justin says, Orlando made a slick move in the last draft. Rockets was supposed to get Banchero. Gave the Rockets Jabari, ended up being the right move for Orlando. Yeah, absolutely. It worked out damn well. Shout out to my guy, Rap God, man. Long time follower. He's been around since the OG days. We struggle streaming. Says, salute, man. Salute back. Here's a question. I'll let you attack it first. Do the Pistons truly believe Cade Cunningham is a franchise player? That's great. That's a great question.
Man, honestly, I don't even keep up with the Pistons, so I can't even tell you. I just know they're on a 28-game losing streak. Kate Cunningham has all of the tools to be that
Sure.
Grant Hill type of Scottie Pippen type of player. For as a franchise player, I might lean more to the Scottie Pippen. You know, when Scottie tried to be the guy, he couldn't really quite get over the hump. But Grant Hill was the guy. Grant Hill was the guy. Like, he was the next coming. So I just don't know. But when you're the top pick or when you're the top 5 pick, you're going to a bad program or a bad organization. So it's going to take a while. Now, 28 games in a row, they haven't won a game since October 28 or 29, like that, something like that. So basically 2 months of L's. That's just not one person. That's everybody in the damn organization. So, we'll see, man. He's still young. This is year 3 or 4. Was he with the LaMelo Ball group?
Who's that?
Cade Cunningham, yeah.
He's 1 year after.
1 year after. So he's like year 3, something like that. So he still has time. Man. We shall see.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting the numbers up to his credit. Putting up 23, 4 and 7. I mean, but the 4 turnovers, don't love that from a point guard. I gotta keep it real. I didn't love him at Oklahoma State. I didn't love him. I think he has like you said, the intangibles. I think the tangibles are just not there, and I just don't believe in forcing tangibles to a player. I'm sorry, forcing intangibles to a player who only has the tangibles. And I give you 2 good examples, which is another clown show going on in the Eastern Conference. That's going to be the Washington Wizards.
Hey, before you even start, for those who are new in here, man, me and Hoop been on this train for way before the Washington. This Absolutely. Guy we're about to talk about, way before he got over there. Like, damn, as soon as he entered the NBA, we were on this. So this ain't nothing new. I already know where you're going with this.
Yeah. I just can't. I can't with this dude. This dude right here. I can't. Jordan Poole. I can't. I won't. I refuse.
As Mike Singletary once said, can't do it, can't win with him, can't play with him, can't coach with him.
I can't, man. Jordan Poole, again, a guy with a lot of tangibles. Athletic, can shoot the piss out the basketball, can shoot it from the bus. But just the actual playability, he's unplayable to me. He's unplayable. And he reminds me a lot of JaVale McGee. When JaVale McGee first started out, he was supposed to be this 7'1", do everything big, who could bring the ball up and shoot a little bit. He looked absolutely putrid. He looked terrible. Jordan Poole, obviously different stature, obviously different skill set, but I'm just saying, like, a player who has a lot of tangibility, but just nothing going on in between here.
Yeah.
You give them too much latitude, they're going to be on Shaq and the Fool every night. And we see Jordan Poole is putting up so many lowlights. It's not even funny, man.
It's bad.
It's not even funny. He's consistently putting these lowlights up. It's not because he can't hoop, per se. It's just when you give him too much responsibility, that's what you're going to get. And we, like Will been saying, man, we've been saying this since Ben pimping. Like, it's not Johnny come late. We've been saying this since Ben pimping. And Kyle Kuzma ain't no better. He's a better player, more heady. But, Lord have mercy. Those are your 2 best players? Lord have mercy.
You're not going to win very much, man. And Jordan Poole, man, I ain't did it in a while, but I used to do my sub content every time. And Jordan Poole was on there faithfully. Russell Westbrook, when he was with the Lakers, was on there faithfully. Just certain dudes, man. What you said, Jordan Poole, like you said, he's an airhead, man. And that's the problem. He's a hooper. He's not a basketball player. And so he doesn't think technically in the basketball terms, in my opinion, outside looking in. Just from the video of him in the huddle with those coaches, I'd have been done. I'd have walked into management. You know what? Either he got to go or I got to go. And I'm pretty sure you're going to choose that guy. You know what? So I'm going to take my walking papers. I'm out the door because I can't coach this dude.
Yeah. Sometimes it's straight like that. Like, no, I can't coach this bunch. I'm not going to get – if I'm going to get fired, I'd rather just leave on my own terms than sit here and deal with this junk. Because it's a clown show. And whoever the GM is in Washington, like, man, you're a complete clown putting that together. I would rather – they paid Jordan Poole a lot of money to be over there. There's no way in God's blue hell I would do that.
Rap guy said it was Bob Myers. Was it? No,
Bob Myers.
Wasn't Bob Myers the guy? No, I don't know.
Bob Myers is for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, yeah. I would let him walk. I said this in moment. So sorry about that, Rev. I appreciate that correction. I would let Jordan Poole walk off rip, like, because when Draymond Green touched him up, that told you everything you need to know without knowing. Because Draymond Green do a lot of stuff, but when he put hands on you, it's different. And listen, I got my opinion about Draymond. I'm pretty much done with him personally. But that one situation, I can kind of see why he did.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Sometimes you gotta get punched in the mouth, dog. Like I could see him being in practice, and again, I still don't know the full story. Nobody's ever completely came out and what was said, but I can understand why Draymond probably popped off. Now he hit that dude like he hated him, so that's a whole different story, man. Whole different
like you said 5 too many things to me, bro. And that's it. It's no more talking. You said 5 too many. Like most time it's 1 too many things. Poole probably just stepped over that line. Shout out to and rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. He is habitual line stepper. He is habitual line stepper. 5 too many times.
Yeah. Good.
He got a finger for each time that he stepped over there. So I want to get to Christopher Burton's question, man. He always has good thought-provoking comments. He says, I think it's safe to say players LeBron actually messed up where people think any great player can be great level long term. Those players are rare. Yeah, I agree with that. I know you love LeBron and all that, and I think I got my opinions about LeBron, but we'll get to the Lakers in a minute. But I think so. LeBron kind of made the easy button for a do-all player, and you can just kind of just put pieces around him and just it works out. No, and it doesn't quite work that way. So I agree with the sentiment of that.
Yeah, that's why you call those guys the what we call generational talents. Like come around once in every blue moon. So everybody can't be that, man. A lot of dudes are just meant to make it to the NBA, be that regular guy, get their contract, maybe 1 or 2 contracts, and then out the league, man. It's not a long shell life for a lot of guys, man. That's why you see rotating doors and programs and organizations having ups and downs and things.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Like, man, I'm gonna take it to the church on this one, man. Everything happens in seasons, man. Some people are mainstays. Some people you get in, get out. Hopefully, it gave you that financial boost to get you through the rest of life. Man, it's only 15 roster spots per team. Every year, a whole new batch of international cats, a whole new batch of domestic cats are coming down the pipeline. Listen, it's only a finite amount of jobs available. Get in when you get in, man. I know several people who put just a few years in the NBA or high level overseas level, and they live well now, millionaires. So I mean, listen, bro, being the guy, being a mainstay ain't for everybody. We got our first catch up from Jimmy. Appreciate that, Jimmy. I'm not even gonna call your government name out, but you know what they get you over here.
You know what I mean, boy. Yeah. Money. Yeah. Money. Yeah.
Never gets old, ever.
It doesn't.
Never gets old. Okay, Justin says the Pistons ownership is iffy. They begged Monty, basically, who turned down the job at first, and now they're overpaying for a losing coach so far. Yeah, they've been making missteps for the better part of last decade plus.
2007, 2008 was the last time it was like really relevant, something like that.
Yeah, so we talking about 15 years. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked for the Sixers, man. Y'all might need to go full blown. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Stop playing around, man. Just trust the process and keep drafting, stashing. Hey, it worked for my Astros too. Just saying.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Shout out to NCCU dog in the building. Let's see. Thoughts on Marvin Bagley Jr. or the Marvin Bagley III overall in the NBA career? I know he's having a good year this year. It's been a while because Bagley's a kid, came out of Duke. He declared early. Well, he moved up a class, so he's kind of like lighting the ass when he came in, and he's kind of finally starting to get his grown man body together. I don't know his stats. Let me look it up for a second, but yeah, he's come along pretty well so far. Again, let's say with the slow start in Sacramento. I forget who he's with now right now, but I heard his name come up the other.
I want to say the Pistons.
Is he?
I want to say the Pistons.
We're gonna look at this bum ass lineup and see who over there.
Yeah.
Speaking of bum ass players, man. So while I'm looking this up, bro, what do you think about Wiseman?
Good Lord, man. Being drafted in the wrong situation. He should have never been drafted by the Warriors. Steve Kerr didn't. I mean, he just didn't really play the young guys like that. And I think he had an injury rookie season or something like that. But a lot of his problems come from maturity, and that was just the
For sure.
Scout report on him coming into the league, anyways. And so at some point, man, you got to grow up, man. You got to grow up and figure it out. Yeah, Bagley is with the Pistons. I'm looking at.
Yeah, he's that starting power forward, and Wiseman's come off the bench putting up 6.5 points and 4.2 rebounds.
Super talented, very talented. But talent can only take you so far, especially when everybody in the NBA is talented. Like everybody's in the NBA for a reason, and folks always say, "Man, them dudes sorry." No, they not. The last guy on the bench of the NBA will go into any league and drop 80 easily.
On your head.
On your head.
Yeah. Meek Mill said the best, man. It's levels to the shit. It's bad compared to other pros, but to the average rank and file player, now they still can go now. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted.
So look at the Pistons, man. Their oldest player is Bogdanovich, who's at 34. Joe Harris, who I think 32. Damn, I didn't know he was that old. And then Alex Burks is 32. Everybody else is 25 and under. Oh, you got somebody. Oh, Monte Morris is 28. So that team is designed right now to be pretty bad, man. And again, losing is very contagious, just like winning is contagious. You start losing, man, you just like, damn, man, I don't want to go here now. We guaranteed to take an L. Like, why am I showing up and giving effort when I know I'm gonna take an
L? I've lived that life. But all too well. Probably thought he's a superstar. Nah, bro, that's not you. Absolutely. Shaq was traded from the Lakers and became a journeyman since. That's more right than wrong. He went to Miami for like a few years, and then Phoenix, and then Boston, and Cleveland, and Cleveland, then Boston, and then it was pretty much a wrap. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, that's another good question. And so this is the team who I predicted. So let's get back to the true essence of this stream about these young teams dominating the NBA right now. And one of the teams, they're not necessarily dominating, but they're getting their footing down. And I said this, it's a team I used to formerly be a fan of, but I'm no longer a fan of. But what I saw from them making their moves preseason, I'm like, oh, yeah, that shit right there will work. Bringing in Dylan Brooks, bringing in Van Fleet, the young talent they already had. But one little caveat that we didn't predict is the boy Jalen Green struggling. So Justice says, I need to know what's going on with Jalen Green, the Rockets. He was looking like the franchise player the first few years, but in year 3, he's regressed.
Again, the Rockets is another team I don't really get a chance to see. I don't come home and just like, I need to see the Rockets. But from the outside looking in, I think it's a maturity thing with him as well. And getting a new coaching style, which I think what is his name? Ime, whatever his name is. You scream ice cream, yeah. You scream ice cream, we all scream. I think he's doing a very, very good job at laying down his imprint, and he's not allowing guys to just go for a lot of fluff. And basically, what I'm saying, he's holding everybody accountable. He's benched a lot of guys during this time. From the things that I've seen read and a little bit of the games that I've seen, he benches guys. He's coaching with an edge. He got into it with LeBron. He got another tick or 2 ticks the other day. So he's being stern. But I also think he's being, setting an example. This is what we're trying to build here. Coming from, Boston, which was a winning organization under him, which they're still winning. And I'm pretty sure we'll get to them at some point. But Jalen Green might not just be mature enough to handle that type of pressure from the head coach holding him accountable. And and also he might be having a little trouble with that little video that came out of him getting hunched on. And what was that in high school or in college? Oh, he was doing the hunch, one of the two. I can't remember.
Yeah, there was double teaming something.
Yeah. So but again, it might be a mental thing. It could be a lot of things. So that's just on the outside looking in. That's my standpoint.
I mean, he's a second lead scorer tied with Fred VanVleet. So I mean, he's scoring. But I tell people all the time, basketball ain't all about scoring, man.
Yep.
You got to be a person locked in, whatever coach's ideology is. Playing defense is a big. I'm big on defense. And the other cat I'm about to bring up is Dylan Brooks, man. Like people talking about he gonna play for the Shanghai Sharks and all this stuff. Like, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Like Dylan Brooks was a great addition. Fred VanVleet, great addition. Ime Udoka, a great addition. So y'all basically Rockies fans have grown up. And again, not in the way you thought. And Sengun being pretty much y'all best player has been showing that, putting up 21 and 9. Like, and he's very crafty. He's a kid who he's a European kid. He's from Turkey. He's fun to watch. If you guys watch Sengun, man, he's a natural that loves basketball. He reminds me of kind of what Sabonis is to the Sacramento Kings. Just a lot of heady play. Got some great. Always more interior, but Sengun, he's just overall a very smart basketball player, and it's good because 2 years ago he wasn't necessarily going to be the guy you would put your money on to be the franchise guy, but he's slowly making his way to be that person.
Yeah, he's just a dude. But I could see it in his rookie year. He's just a dude that when you're a bigger cat, you're not athletic as most other guys, you tend to learn the game a little more on the technical side of things than most people. So that's what you're seeing out of Sengun. He learned the game, he learned how to play it, and he learned how to use his body and modify his game to the NBA and not let the NBA change his game is what I'm trying to say, basically. So he's sticking within his realms of what he knows how to do. And he's adding little sprinkles here and there, but he's just a basketball player.
And straightly stated, he's just a basketball player, and those kind of guys seem to be thriving in this league right now. I just mentioned Sabonis. Another cat, speaking about the youngest doing that thing, is one Luka Doncic, who I would say is probably a year away from being your NBA MVP. Will, your thoughts so far on Luka Doncic and what he's doing for the Dallas Mavericks?
Hey, Luka is tough, man. The only thing just being from Houston, I just can't really get on the train. The only thing I hate about Luka is the fans saying it's Luka magic crap. Like, I just hate the Luka magic. But the son of a gun is absolutely tough. He shouldn't be doing what he's doing as far as athleticism and speed and quickness and all that stuff. But he's another guy who knows his game, knows what he's worth, knows how to use his body, knows how to get to his spot, and he doesn't let anybody speed him up. That's the best thing I love when I'm watching Luka. He doesn't let anybody speed him up. He just kind of does his own thing. And then, his teammates are doing a better job this year of making open shots because last year I believe they led the NBA in most open threes attempted, and they were in the bottom half of making those. So teammates doing a little better. Obviously, Kyrie is out right now. He just dropped a 50-piece on, Phoenix on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. He just is tough. He's just tough. And that's the best word I can describe for Luka. Tough.
He's tough, and like the word that comes to mind with me when I watch him play is pace. He plays with tremendous pace. And he's been that way since 14. Mm-hmm. He said it when he came to the NBA. It's easier than playing, and he played in the ACB league in Spain. Like, dude is just ripping it up right now, averaging almost 34 points a game, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Now, again, some people are like, oh, well, what's the difference between him and Harden? See, again, now I read off stats because some people only deal with stats. I want to get the backdrop properly. But when you watch again, word you use is nobody speeds him up. The word I used was he plays with great. One of the biggest knocks I had with Harden was that he played with horrible pace. It was one speed the entire time, which was go, 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 go. So once people take away go, what else you got?
Yep.
What else you got? And Luka, I don't see him being done that way. And I gotta say, I'm not a big proponent of blaming the help, but I gotta say the Dallas Mavericks have been anemic with putting pieces around him, especially bigs. That's the biggest void I've seen for the last like 4 years. Luka's been a part of that program, man. So what's going on with that, man? Like, why are they struggling so much? If I see Powell one more time, man, I can't.
Man. So think about this, man. Dwight Powell is the longest tenured Mav.
Yeah,
he's the longest, and it's like 9 years or something like that. So. I live out here now, so a lot of the fans are like, what does he have on Mark Cuban? Now, they just got the new ownership coming in, but I believe Mark Cuban was still running the basketball side of things. But Dwight Powell, he was your best big for the longest. You got Maxi Kleber, who's okay. They just couldn't attract, ever since that DeAndre Jordan fiasco, they couldn't get guys to come in. And then now you got the young guy, and what's his name? Derek Lively. Who's playing his role. He's playing the Tyson Chandler role. And I want to say Tyson Chandler is his mentor, actually.
That's a good thing.
So, Tyson Chandler got 13, 14 years in the NBA of just doing that and made a lot of money. So, yeah, everybody can't be a 15 to 20-point scorer in this league, man. You got to find your spots, find what you're good at, especially when you're playing with Luka. You're not going to get the ball very much. You better pick and roll and dive to that basket and get the lob. There you go. That's 8 to 10 points a game for you right there. You just do that alone. But I still think they're a second-round exit. I've been saying that for the last 4 or 5 years. I think 1 year they made the Western Conference Finals, I believe. But I'm just not – I don't buy into Dallas, even though Luka's a bad son of good.
Yeah. And I want to talk, touch on the Mavericks because I think they may be a dark horse to get to the Western Conference Finals, but as of right now, I think 2-0 is probably the best prediction for sure. So I wanted to kind of encapsulate that. So as we move forward, Sacramento, Justin kind of makes a good segue. Let's go back to the Eastern Conference. Talk about those Indiana Pacers sitting at the 8th seed at 16-14. Who are your finalists in the Great Covenant in-season tournament? Yay! But all jokes aside, man, he has been playing exceptionally well. And so Justin writes, Sacramento made the biggest fumble by letting Halliburton go to the Pacers. Seems like that man doesn't miss with crazy-looking shot. Yeah, he has like a step-forward kind of shot, and it looks weird. He can shoot from deep.
But it works, man. I wouldn't say the biggest fumble because Sacramento went 7 games with the Golden State Warriors last year. And they approved. Yeah. So, they could have had Fox and Halliburton, but again, those two dynamics probably wouldn't have worked out. So they made a decision on who to take. I'm not mad at them for taking De'Aaron Fox because he was a kid. But I'm not mad at them letting Halliburton go either. They could have kept either one. I think but again, being in the right place at the right time at the right moment is about what happens with a lot of these people's success. Man. It's just not about
that's fair.
That they fumbled him. His development might not have been there if he stayed with Sacramento.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because look at it as look at Fox was what, a top 5 pick?
Yeah.
So you don't and Halliburton was what, 20 somewhere in there, that range?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't give up your top 5 pick. It shows you made a bad investment.
Yeah, because it kind of goes back to like, we're going to take this back to 2003. Did the Pistons fumble the bag not getting Carmelo Anthony over Darko Milicic? From a career standpoint, absolutely. We're talking about 2 different things.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple Piston players say on record that if he was there, that probably would have messed up their team dynamic. And that's to be argued because we just talked about how ass that they've been since that point. So, as a team owner, team GM, I'd be okay with missing out on a generational talent like Melo, who never won nothing, whiffing on the pick, but keeping your team chemistry intact.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'll take one championship over hypothetical ones.
Yeah.
So team fit is the thing. Team fit is the thing. Is my overarching point. Andrew says I disagree. Holly to the Pacers was crucial for Fox improvement. Sabonis was a better fit for that style of offense. You saying for the
Yeah, I don't know who is disagreeing. Either he's disagreeing with me or he's disagreeing with Justin.
Yeah, which one is it? Andrew, can you clarify for us? The rap guy say, "Howard Jordan is the owner and leadership." Yeah. That go without saying right there. That go without saying.
We didn't even got to talk about it. It's god awful. It's terrible.
Terrible. So, all right, moving forward. So another young team doing their thing right now. I gotta give credit. So see this is okay. Gilbert Arenas, is a very polarizing guy. On some levels, he says that the Heat don't have a culture because the Heat let all this stuff go and let all this madness happen. Like, they said they had a club inside of the arena and the guys wilding out and all this. And listen, man, rest in peace, Dwight Jones, man. Houston great, played at Phyllis Wheatley High School, University of Houston, played for the Rockets and the Lakers in the 80s. Dwight used to tell me all these great Lakers stories, man. He used to work at the car dealership, West Point, Lincoln Mercury, Southwest Houston. And I used to go downtown. My other best friend, Sammy, used to work there. So Big Dwight was always up there. And we played against his son, Lil Dwight, who also went to the University of Houston. But Dwight would say, like, when they played in the 80s, they used to, like, it was a club in the Forum, in the Great Western Forum. And, like, after they won, they would go up there and go and enjoy the Los Angeles finest. Y'all know where I'm going with that. And they had a damn good time. So to say that, because the Lakers, the Heat don't have a culture because they would let that kind of stuff go down on their campus, I'm like, well, shit. The 80s Lakers did the same thing.
Yeah. But who's the common denominator in that thing?
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley know how to show you a good time, baby. So by that metric, and I wish I could have got a chance to get on that panel with Gil and share their story. It's like your assessment doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter if they let you get your rocks off, per se. What is the culture once you're on that court? And it was winning time, no pun intended, with the Lakers. Like, just how it is with the Heat. So fast forward to my point. Right now, the Heat sit at the number 4 seed in 19-12.
Mm-hmm.
Last night with the big upset victory over the Warriors by 20 with no Jimmy buckets out there, right? Been in the last, 2 of the last 3 finals. They doing something right over there. That's a culture to me. Will, you got it?
No, you're absolutely right, man. It hasn't led to a championship, but it leads to them continuously to keeping their name in the conversation, even though they don't have the stars that everybody say you should have. They're showing the rest of the world in the NBA that you can win doing it your way. You don't have to do the so-called copycat lead. It's one of the phrases everybody likes to throw out there.
Maybe buzzword.
I hate that freaking phrase, but man, they just whatever they're doing, it works for them. And again, timing, everything happens at the way it's supposed to happen in time.
Right.
If you look at it like the people that they bring in, the GMs that they have, the Caron Butlers who's on staff, you got Udonis Haslem who's still hanging around and about to get his jersey hung up.
Yeah,
they just kind of know how everything goes, and this is how you build a program. This is how you build a collegiate program. Right. And they're doing it at the NBA level, and you got the young kid. What is it? Jaime Vasquez, whatever his name is. He's killing. He's killing. He's probably in the top 5 conversation of Rookie of the Year. He's not going to get it, but he's up there. Yeah, he's up there. So whatever they're doing is working for them, and I'm not mad at it. Then, of course, you still got Jimmy out there who's kind of the catalyst of the situation. You got the young bull out there. He's not a young bull anymore. They used to call him that, Kyle Lowry, who still seems to find a way to be successful in this league.
He didn't play last night either, as a matter of fact.
Bam is your so-called big, but he's more of the the stretch
hybrid kind of
stretch rim protector thing, which all these names they got on 2K24 now, which is confusing the hell out of me.
Yo, hold on. Names for these bills you know what? And that's okay. Man, you about to make me go a whole other direction with this. That's why I can't talk about sports with not all, yeah. Some young fans, because y'all be saying these terms that NBA 2K be making up.
Yeah.
And I've been a lifetime player of 2K since the original one in 1999, right? We was sophomores in high school when the first one came out?
Something like that. Hey, I was on the cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we was like sophomores in high school when 2K came out. Yeah. They started giving Live a run for his money. But anyway, I be seeing some of these bill names like offensive minded, rebounding. What the hell?
Oh man!
Take the what and left. To quote one of my favorite movies, Shotters. Take the what and left the what. The hell is that? But they be using these terminologies in like discussions. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yes.
Yo. Justin, I got you a second. Shout out to my guy E Black in the building. Says salute everybody. E Black, man. I got sub over there, man. E Black is a damn fool with over there on this corner of the internet.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
E Black a damn fool with it, man. He done ended some people YouTube's careers, man. Let me put it that way. Hey, listen, man. If you're on YouTube and you live in a bus, you might want to check your check your tone. Watch your tone and put your hands on your I see that. I was like, wow, boys really advanced out here. I'm talking cash, you know what? Like E Black, stupid, man. All right, so but yeah, so to wrap on that, and I like where Justin's going with this because this is going to be one of our talking points. Now, because I think again, the subject is no room for old men. So we're talking about the bad and good with the young generation. But what I surmise is some of these bad teams with the young guys are going to be good in the next few years. Because I look at the top of the East and the West. I look at Minnesota. I look at OKC. I look at Orlando. These were teams 3 years ago. We'd be like, these teams are dead in the water.
Yeah.
And so this is like a multifaceted kind of evaluation or appraisal that we're having. Shout out to my guy, Sir Tyson, in the building, man. Good to see you, bro. So yeah, let's talk about Ja Morant, man. We can make our own live stream about this by itself. But Ja came in his first game. I think he put up 30 or 40. He had the 44, hit the game winner and all that. And so he's come back and matriculated within the Memphis structure. They need him because they were flailing, dead in the water. Currently, in this, I think he's played, 3 games, 4 games? Ja's putting up 4 games. He's putting up 28 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists affectionately. 4 turnovers. You got to fix that. But I got to say, I'm a little surprised because I thought he would come out a little more on the stale side. But you tell me, man, your evaluation of your appraisal on Ja Morant.
I actually didn't think he was going to come out pretty slow because in his mind, which is perfectly fine, he didn't do anything wrong. He was living his life, having fun, and still, showing up to work and playing basketball. He didn't do anything wrong. So I think his mind was more free than a lot of people thought it would be. And it helps a little bit when your team is losing and they're losing badly. Now you can come in and play the hero and just play free. And he's young. Like, what is he, 23, 24 years old? So that time off for him probably wouldn't hurt somebody that's, in year 8 or year 9. Luckily, the NBA in the West is kind of even. You got the Pelicans sitting at 18 and 14, which we ain't even talked about yet. The Lakers are 17 and 15, Rockets are 15 and 14, and you're at Phoenix and Golden State is all in that realm of teams. So they're 5 games behind Phoenix for that 10th spot. So they're not too far out, and they kind of held the head above water for a little bit. But now Ja's back, and again, he's young, man. I really feel like he didn't think he did anything. So it was easy for him to transition over and get back into just playing basketball. Now he had the little incident of a new dance craze that's going down in what is it, New Orleans or something like that. I hope the NBA doesn't mess with him, but I can see if they decide to do that. Are you in the kitchen? I think this guy went to the kitchen. Let me see. Read some of these comments. Rap guy says KD is done. I guess so. Yeah, were you in the kitchen?
Man, hell yeah. I had a food up. Oh, you're famished.
Yeah, no, I'm done, man. I was just talking about, I think Job in his mind, I don't think he saw that he did anything wrong. So it was easy for him to come back and just play basketball. And for some people, basketball is the great escape for them. And that's just like how I feel when I go into a gym and hear that ball bouncing on the floor, hear those shoes squeaking, everything else is just out the door. So
yeah, it's an ultimate release. And you're absolutely right that John think he did nothing wrong. I thought that Jalen Rose gave him the most Bush League interview I've ever seen from a player. Because listen, man, and I had this conversation with my girl, her grandfather yesterday. And it's not like Ja Morant broke no law. He didn't. It's not what he did was just so wrong that he is to be lambasted from a societal standpoint. But what you got to understand is the NBA is looking for a new face, and they want a natural-born American to be their face.
Yeah.
Ja Morant was slated to be that guy. So that's more or less like a CEO of a company, whereas when you think of Spacely Sprockets, this dude's face should come to mind. And so we can't have a guy like that going out and doing this juvenile stuff. Why is that? Because that makes the brand look tattered. It looks a little suspect. Like, oh, well, if one of your best, faces of your program or your company looks like this, what does everybody else do? Because people think associatively, right? So Ja doesn't understand because he's a young man. He's a young boy. How old is Ja Morant? He's what, 24?
Maybe, hold on. I got it right here.
24. He doesn't turn 25 until deep next year. So he just turned 24 in August.
Yeah.
I remember being 24. I was very immature. That's when I started playing ball overseas. I was very immature. So Ja is seeing things from a post-college level guy's perspective, which is I'm a grown-ass man, but I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what the hell I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, okay, when you start to get a little older, it's like, okay, that mentality is bigger than me because I represent a lot more than just myself. And that usually don't come till when you start approaching about 30 if you weren't groomed properly, right? 27, 28 is kind of when that type of maturity starts to kick in. So Ja doesn't get it. They're like a CEO. It doesn't matter if you do something wrong or illegal. You represent the brand. And you are one of the burgeoning representations of the brand. So you doing all this shooting, gun violence stuff. I mean, you can throw in the little caveat that he playing for Memphis, one of the worst places for black men in gun violence and all that. Just saying. You're not helping your case, homie. So, and he just did that little dance the other day. It's just like, I mean, I hope he doesn't face no real consequences for it. I'm like, dog, what the hell you doing, man? What the hell you doing, bro? But anyway,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? Shout out to Coach Clemens. What are you doing? With the coach, you say that when you get out of pocket. But he comes back, leading scorer, doing his thing. Desmond Bane been holding down for a little minute. Jaren Jackson Jr. been doing his thing as well. So it's good to see that nucleus having their head guy come back. So be on the lookout for. And shout out to Bismack Biyombo, still in the NBA.
Man.
6'9" with a 13-foot wingspan.
That's crazy. Just think about that. I think they're missing Brandon Clark and they're missing Steven Adams, who Steven Adams seems like he's been in the league 20 years. It's only been 10.
Yeah. He looks 45 years old. So
like he just turned 30. That's
crazy. 30. He's just a mature guy, though. He's a dude who's always rolled by. He's a principle-driven guy.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of the NBA. Just saying. Rap guy says KD is done. Well, listen, we talked about old men. KD is an old man now.
Yeah, he is.
KD happens to be my favorite player behind right before Jason Tatum. I mean, I guess. I know he's in a precarious situation right now in Phoenix with your boy, what's his name?
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal never injured. I mean, never not injured, right? Book looking more Robinish than Batmanish, or at least those styles don't match. And you got just a lot of angst going around with the whole makeup of the team. And I want to hit my boy Dane up. You know, he's a scout for the Suns. I have not talked to him this whole year. I want to ask him what's going on, and then I'm going to pawn it off as my own opinion. But outside of appraisal is, I wouldn't say KD's done. I just think, man, they're going to have to figure that dynamic out, because if I'm KD's PR guy, bro, you can't force yourself out of another team, homie.
Nah, you can't. I've done all I can for you, man.
Hey.
I've done all I can for you, bro.
I've done all I can for you, homie. So, I mean, there's that. Let me say that. Rap Guy says, yeah, speaking again, so bad young teams. I think it's an ultimate dichotomy. We're talking about the good old teams and the bad old teams. A bad one's going to be the Spurs, and the Blazers will be good in 2 years. Now, Blazers yet to be determined. Scoot is finally coming along. Scoot had a woof. He came out scooting. Scooting like what's my man name? Eric Gordon, you in?
Eric Gordon, you out.
Eric Gordon, you out. So with that being said, yeah, I mean we'll see. But Wembanyama, man, I think he had 30, 12, and 6 the other night or whatever. Like, so again,
in 27 minutes.
Yeah, efficient. And listen, man, I don't want to ever be the guy who's gonna be all about stats. And like stats are just, they're king over everything. So stats are part of the equation. But when I watch Wembanyama play, from that frail dude from Summer League Game 1 to where he is right now, I knew it was gonna come. I'm like, dog. I said it after the first game. I told people, relax. Yep. Relax. He's gonna get this game out, dog.
Yes.
Most European players don't struggle with figuring out their places on the court, because that's the whole game in Europe. Finding your pace, finding your place, and spacing. And now, he's getting that down. It's more regular to him. Repetition is there. Man, Wembanyama gonna be a problem, man. And the Spurs record is not reflected as they currently stand at the very bottom of the West. But I think that's a good thing for them, because now you're at the top of the draft. So now you're going to get him a running mate. And that's his biggest problem. Because if we look at the disparity of the Spurs.
Skohan, whatever the hell his name is. Sick of looking at him.
Tired of him. So Vassell is going to be his second lead scorer, followed by Keldon Johnson. Well, I like Keldon Johnson, actually. Zach Collins. And, yeah, your boy Shohan. Other than that, you got Jetty Osman down there. Doug McDermott. Lord have mercy.
I didn't even know he was still in the league, bro.
Awesome. Trey Jones. Yeah, it's not a lot to shake, to get excited about. But I think next year, when you bring in a quality point guard, or you bring in a quality swingman, who's like that, we have a different conversation. And this is how do we know this, Hoop Jargon? Because Greg Popovich was on the brink of retiring. And he signed like a 10-year contract or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Hold on now.
I still got a chance. I got the
I still got a chance.
Still got a chance. Yeah. So what's crazy is we did a stream about this a year and a half ago, maybe, saying how he was coming. And I want to say my first threads, which I'm trying to get into, whatever the new thing that's off Instagram, threads, whatever. That was my first post on there saying that Victor Wembanyama will be a superstar. Don't trip. It's coming. It's coming. As Coach Brown said, we coming. Spurs are coming. So who was that said that? Rap guy? No, Justin. let's see, who was that said that? Oh, that was Rap God. Yeah. So they're coming, man, and it's hard for me to be a Spurs fan again. I always love what they did as far as just Tim Duncan being just Mr. Consistent. But they for sure was tanking the last couple of years, so I was just like, you know what, I'm done with the Spurs. But Victor Wembanyama is what I call him. I might have to start watching them a little bit more, man. I might have to start watching them just a little bit more. And we ain't even talked about the other team that's in that division, which is the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. And yeah, let's see. You see, have a weird combination of Curry, CP3 on the same team. Yeah, that's weird. Very, very small backcourt.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wrong for comparing Scoot to Kwame. Man, hey, Lamont, my guy, Lamont be saying some ill shit. I gotta give him credit though. He's a big LeBron guy. He gave LeBron some stringent criticism the other day on his stream. But your boy Hoop Jog only been telling you this like 4 years on YouTube that LeBron James don't play no goddamn defense. But I'm glad even the fans are starting to see it now. So salute to Lamont on that one. Chris says Wembanyama, once he gets seasoned, is going to be a megastar. Absolutely. So Will, go ahead and let's get a start on the OKC, man, who currently sit at the number 3 seed in the West. And that is nothing to shake your fist at, ladies and gentlemen. Your thoughts?
You know what happened to OKC was they were a, what's the word I'm looking for? A franchise that was on a down spot, or they were supposed to be rebuilt. And you go and you make a trade and you get rid of Russ and you get CP. And basically what happened was he showed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the ins and outs of this thing. Taught him a little bit of this, but Shai took that and incorporated that into his overall game, which Shai was just a hooper, and now he's a basketball player with the hooper mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And again, sometimes things just work out. He's tough, man. He's tough, and I know I'm using that word a lot, but my eyes tell me with him, dudes like him and Luka, they're tough. They're a tough matchup, man, and they make timely baskets. And then of course, you got the Josh Giddey situation. Maybe that is what it is. Lou Dort, whatever his name is, has really improved as a 3-point shooter, which has opened up a lot for Shai. And of course, Dort was I want to say he was in like the top 5 conversation for Defensive Player of the Year last year. And then Chet Holmgren, which we saw a few years ago, he can play. He can play, and he's very, very confident, as we saw when he was playing against Steph Curry in his camp, I think when he was 16 or 17. And you tell an NBA champion, give me that shit off the rip. So he's very, very confident. So you saw it coming. You saw it coming. Them being number 3 right now, I think I lost my
He arguably, as good as Wembanyama right now. And we said that back in the video when we was kind of using Chet Holmgren as a litmus test for Wembanyama. It's to be made. Now, I think, from what I see from intangibles, I think Wembanyama is going to be the greater player. But it's to be argued right now, Chet Holmgren is just as good as Wembanyama.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's because he has a year worth of being in the NBA culture under his.
Right.
Even though he didn't play, and a lot of folks won't take that into context. But he got a year to watch NBA players practice, and then once he got healthy, he got a year to do his workouts, learn nutrition and all these other things, even though he hasn't put on the biggest amount of muscle. But him being confident, it plays a big, big role in Chet Holmgren's game overall.
Yeah, he does. And shout out to Miss Diva, man, becoming a member. Once again, I got demonetized for a little second. So shout out to Miss Diva becoming a member of the channel once again. So let me go ahead and give your shout out via dollar bill.
You know what I mean, boy? Yeah. Money. Yeah. Money. Yeah. Yeah.
Never gets old, baby.
Shout out to Mrs. Diva. Mrs. Diva just graduated in December, man.
Man, congratulations, Miss Diva, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Miss Diva. Got kids in college, going to college. Check you out. That's what's up.
And faithful on all the channels.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Miss. I always appreciate Miss Diva. She got a lot to say too. So she go talk her. You know what?
Yeah.
The trash. Yeah, we let in with them. We let in talking about those stinky boys out there in Detroit. Shout out to Sir Tice once again. Detroit kid in the building.
Yeah.
Chris says LeBron hasn't been a consistent defender in years. He picks his spots when he wants to play defense. Come on, bro. We never said LeBron can do it all. No, that's actually not so. I've been on live stream. I said LeBron James has not played defense since 2013, as far as like a high level of defense. And I've been laughed at on panels. So no, it's not true at all. Some people do think he does everything. And that's the whole GOAT argument. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He does not play defense. And my famous example is we talking about F-boys like Kyle Kuzma. Well, when Kyle Kuzma doing you like this,
in their book. See what they got.
When he push you into a closeout, let's watch it one more time. Watch it at the right elbow. Kyle Kuzma pushes LeBron into a closeout.
In their book. See what they got.
Because LeBron James is doing what? Ball watching. He does a lot of that. Or when he thinks he's fouled, he does this and he walks back. He does that all the time. He does not play no defense. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. 4 rotations. It is what it is. All right, so going forward with the comments. Shout out to True the King, man. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, homie. Oh, yeah, we over here just chopping game, man. I think it's a good subject matter because a lot of people like, me and Will, he's 39, I'm 40. We try not to be old heads. So when you're trying to be an old head, you understand the game has kind of evolved for better or for worse. Because if you talk to any generation of players, they always think their generation is the best.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, but from a logical standpoint, they don't make sense. So in embracing change, I'm trying to understand that, okay, these guys, these main fixtures that I've been level set on for so long, they're not the guys no more. You James Harden, Russell Westbrook, KD, LeBron James. Are they still like, players who can still show flashes of who they used to be? Absolutely. But as far as your everyday mainstay fixtures, we need to stop talking about these dudes because they ain't the ones moving the league no more. And the NBA standings prove this to be so. Just saying. Sir Tyson, I'm in Dallas. Hope you forget our bet. Well, I forgot the bet. What was the bet, bro? Remind me. My mind be 1,000 miles a minute. By the way, I remember Chet. I said Chet would be MVP. I'm about to say MVP or what?
Yeah. He's the rookie of the year.
Most valuable pizza?
Yeah.
You said rookie of the year. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Then when he begged Rodney Hood for the switch on KD. Oh, yeah. Listen, man, when Bron checked KD straight up in 2017, man, KD's making mince meat, that boy, man. It is what it is. I don't like y'all.
Yeah.
And I've seen
ultimate bucket getter. A lot of folks don't like him, but he's the ultimate bucket getter.
Here's what it is.
And there's always the argument of who's a better scorer between him and Carmelo. And I was saying, folks always make the argument who's a better scorer, KD or Carmelo, and I always go Carmelo because he's the big body guy.
Yeah,
because
he's just more versatile overall. Yeah. Not as efficient, but just more versatile overall.
Yeah, he's just a
tough.
Born to put the ball in the bucket.
Absolutely. And shout out D-Moore says good convo. Appreciate you appreciating what we're doing over here. So I hope you hit the like button at least, man. So hit the like button. If you really like it, you can super chat. You can become a member like Miss Diva did again. Or if you really like it, the Cash App as well. You get your personal shout out as always. Justin says, speaking of young players, what have you heard about the Lakers trying to get Murray from the Hawks? Man, Lakers trying to get everybody, man. I'm sick of Lakers rumors, man. Like
the Lakers rumors keep the league interesting.
That's true too. Because when we were bad, we still had all the rumors swirling. Oh man, Russell Westbrook gonna come. This is like 5 years before he actually came. KD gonna come, and Kawhi gonna come, and Carmelo, and it's like say la vie, man. Such is life. With Lakers rumors dominating the sports headlines.
Yeah, man. I don't think he gave your take on. I don't think he gave your take. I'm saying I don't think he gave your take on the Thunder.
Oh, Thunder. Oh. Let's back it up. Back it up. Yeah, man. OKC Thunder is a team that they got a king's ransom for Russell Westbrook. And they're cashing in now. They've been banking in on draft pick after draft pick after draft pick. With Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they were acquired via trade, I believe, from the
Paul George trade.
Yeah. So King's ransom and guys like him turned out to be, we know Shai was going to be good. He turned out to be like top 10 good.
Yeah.
That's just the fact of the matter. And Chet Holmgren, again, like putting up great numbers, and he has room to improve with his nice, 7'2" frame. Josh Giddey, amongst all the problems he got, is a kid who's just going to be an everyday guy. Like you said, with Lou Dort, who came in mostly as a defender to start off, to earn his reputation now, becoming a formidable three-point shooter. This team just plays basketball the right way. They play up tempo, and they play selfless, man. They're a fun team to watch. They're a fun team to watch, and it's surprising, but not surprising that they're doing so well so quickly with the young nucleus, finally on the court together. Let me say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who's the coach there? Is it Billy Donovan still?
I think it's still Billy Donovan, which is let's double check that before I co-sign that. Because if it is, that's perfect. Ex-college coach guy with that young team like that.
No. It's Mark. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Mark's something.
Let me see.
Daggy Nault or something.
Oh, wow. That's the name.
Yeah.
Mark Dagenau. He's only 38 years old. He's a young guy. Yeah, that kind of goes with my point. Young dude with a young core, let him kind of just run right now. Now, what's going to happen with them actually being able to lock in and win series, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. But as of every day, up and down, looking damn good. Let's see. Rap God says, I heard Bronny James be drafted by the Lakers. I hope not. Bronny James is not good to me. Sorry. Small, no. But who knows, man?
He's definitely gonna get in there. He made that next comment about the.
Yeah, with Clutch Sports, the tentacles that they have, the reach that they have, I wouldn't put it past reality, to be frank with you. But no, I don't want Bronny James whatsoever. No, and no disrespect to him, but no. I'm gonna call it. Hey, who's gonna call it how you see it every time? Yep. Chris said LeBron's averaging 25, 7, and 7 year 2-1. He's still that guy. No, he's still a guy who puts up numbers. Like I said, I don't just go off numbers. Now, it's a good starting point to a conversation. I give you that. But when you watch how it actually affects the team, those just numbers, bro. Those just numbers. We're currently sitting right now at the 8 seed, and they talking about bringing all these dudes to help and all this. Nah. So, unfortunately, he on my team. So we go. What they show me is we're gonna die on this hill. So I just got to ride it out. It is what it is. But what I found with LeBron fans is y'all like things both ways. Like y'all want all the good, none of the criticism with the longevity argument. And I ain't gonna be able to do it. Ain't gonna be able to do it. So I think Bronny would benefit off nepotism because I agree with that. What would you shake your head on, Miss Diva? What you talking about over there? People said, what's your thought about the Hornets and what they're doing? They ain't doing nothing. Let's go back. The dichotomy. 7-22. Looking rash. Now, LaMelo Ball spent a lot of time being injured. Well, not a lot of time, but off and on being injured. I just see a team with no direction, man. So you can't blame it on Jordan no more. I don't know, Will, what you see. I just think that Gordon Hayward has to go. Terry Rozier has to go, even though he's the second leading scorer. But again, I don't go off just stats. It's just a very clunky built team. I think that now the bright spot is I think next year your boy Brandon Miller will mature into what they want him to be. I just see a team full of 6'8" to 6'10s. It's just like, but what are y'all though?
Not a team. They're just a bunch. They're just a bunch of guys. Okay, hey, you go out there. You go out there. Okay, now it's your turn. You go out there. It's,
right.
Like you said, no direction. I'm looking at this. I forgot this dude was even on the roster. James Boatman. I thought he was going to be a little better, even though me and you both don't like the 6'4", 6'3" type of guys. Thought he was going to be a little better than what he is. You got guys like Amari Bailey. I didn't even know he got drafted, which was a teammate of Bronny James. You got just a bunch of guys on the team. You got a bunch of, as we used to call my AAU kids. So it's like, y'all are a bunch of N-words with a jersey.
That's funny.
You're a bunch of N-words with a jersey. So when they was playing like garbage, we wouldn't tell them that during the game, but afterwards. But yeah, it's just like you got a bunch of dudes with a jersey. I don't know.
Yeah, they look like UCLA. Let's say about 10 years ago. It's just a whole bunch of 6'8" guys, long, lengthy guys. It's just like, what do y'all do different? Like, who is the leader of this group? And that's why I see what I see Charlotte. I mean, I know LaMelo Ball is the leader, but like they don't really treat him like the leader.
Yeah.
Again, why is Terry Rozier still there? Like, why? With Kemba Walker playing for the who's it was it's in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, so yeah, once they like the Hornets going to have to figure out direction. Either it's LaMelo Ball or trust or it's not. Because you don't bring in a kid like that to kind of having them leading the way but not leading the way.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of you got the keys, but all right, not really.
Yeah.
30 minutes played. I know he has the lingering injury, so maybe that's a factoring in a little bit. But you gotta like unleash and let him go, man. You have to, or that experiment's not gonna work. And most importantly, you're literally gonna waste his young formative years because he's not in his prime yet, and he's out there as far as like from his creativity standpoint, from his leadership standpoint. That's not something that you can just replace.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is he's going to just run and walk on you, and then what you going to be left with now?
Brandon Miller and a bunch of other guys, as Christopher Burton just says, like Steve Smith says, you're a jag. Just the guy. And to quote the famous Mark Wahlberg in the movie, The Other Guys, he said, I'm a pelican. You gotta let me spread my wings, though. You gotta let LaMelo be him. You can't. And I saw a good quote from John Calipari the other day, who a lot of folks don't really revere as a great coach. And I say he is because when he was bringing in the type of talent that he was bringing in and the success they had, even though he didn't get a lot of championships out of it, it's hard to bring in those type of egos and allow those guys and still be successful. But he was talking, basically it was the quote, somebody asked him about Rob Dillingham, which, you've been on this young man for a while. Yep. And basically they was asking him something about how do you deal with him being so crafty and a guy that can basically get any shot that he wants. And he was like, I let him be him. I'll allow him to be him to an extent. He was like, I may let him go do his thing for 2 or 3 possessions, but that 4th possession, that's when I'm doing his correction. That's when I'm bringing him or I sub him out. The same thing with LaMelo. You got to let this dude be him and allow his creativity because he knows the game. Again, being the youngest brother, I'm the youngest brother, so I know it. When you're the youngest, you get to see all of your older brothers, your older siblings' mistakes, and you get to see all of their good as well. And so most times that younger brother or that younger sibling, you have a part of every single body that's in your family. As far as your dad, just like me, I have 2 older brothers, so I had a little bit of my oldest brother's game, and I had a little bit of my middle brother's game, with the power and stuff like that. So those dudes, those young guys tend to know a little more. But LaMelo, just let him rock out. Be him. Tell him to follow me. Tell the rest of them to follow him, and you see where you go. Obviously, it's not working with keeping him on restriction, and you're 7 and 20, which I think it should be a little better. But what they're doing right now with him and the rest of that organization is not working, so why not try something new?
Yeah. And Nico, he said, just tell me the N-word is trash. You know, trash not a word I throw around a lot. But hey, let me just say, what you're saying is more right than wrong. All right, so going forward, oh yeah, and I said this too about LaMelo Ball. He said, I remember the time you said the Warriors should have taken LaMelo to help build that young core when the core declines. Yes. So now this is the most pertinent part of that, evaluation, and this was in 2020. I said LaMelo Ball should have been the draft pick for the Warriors, and it's in multifacets because James Wiseman, who you took, you got rid of him in 2 years, right? Now Jordan Poole was supposed to be like your savior pick. I think he was a second round pick or late first or something like that. You got rid of his ass. Mm-hmm. So LaMelo would have been that constant. Like, so right now, when y'all kind of struggling right now and finding yourself, this would be perfect time to let LaMelo have the keys to the team. And he'd have that championship, grooming right now, because let's be real, either him or Jordan Poole or together would have contributed the same, and the Warriors would still have won in 2022. That wouldn't have changed. And so now he's ready to take over because you groomed him with that championship pedigree. But no, Steve Kerr getting your feelings about LeVar, allegedly, and now you're in a destitute situation where, excuse me, you have to blow that core up. You're gonna have to blow that core up. And I think Draymond should be the first one to go. Me personally.
Gotta be.
Clay, Nico, I know you love Clay.
Clay got to be right behind him.
Listen,
Clay
man,
be right behind him.
You can't shoot.
Oh.
I ain't got no use for you.
And you can't defend like you used to?
You can't defend like, come on, man. That's like being tall. You can't get no rebounds. Like, bro, I can't use you.
Yep. It's tough. And then you got Kuminga, who hasn't, like Cedric Entertainment said about Luther Vandross, that curl just didn't quite
like, curl over.
He just won't go all the way over the top. Like, he's right there, like he's in grasp, but he's short arming it. He's afraid to go ahead and reach out and get it. And Andrew Wiggins things, I don't know if he's ever recovered from the situation that he was dealing with last year. I can't remember. I think it was someone his wife was sick or something like that. Then he got sick, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you got to go. And then they had the kid. They had Draymond's replacement, and I don't even know what happened to him. Y'all remember that kid? Huh?
Pascal.
I don't even know. He fit perfect in that.
2020, he's hooping.
Yeah. So, and I don't even think he's in the league anymore. But yeah, it's time, and it's crazy because I remember I made a video about is the Warriors dynasty over, and then you backdoored and said no, it's gonna be there, and then they ended up winning. But now it's looking like
it's done.
It's done. Like, it's looking like it's over. So
yeah, I mean, listen, I like good basketball, so I say that with a lot of trepidation, but I mean, but it is what it is. Like, again, I take emotions out of my evaluations. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. They're not going to do anything with this core. It's not happening. Shout out to my guy Zen, man. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to King Lowe said, it's Hoopman BTG. Said, y'all said we ain't waiting for 24. 24? What's 24?
Yeah, 2024, next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we be on it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do a little better, man. We're gonna try to do a little better.
And yeah, this is good news, man. Shout out to Lonzo Ball, man. Finally turned that corner from the injury, about to get back on that court because, man, Zoe was hooping, man. You guys ain't know, Chicago Bulls last year, this time, 2 years ago, this time, were looking like they were going to run the East.
Yeah.
And Zoe, unfortunately, got the knee situation, and, it's been a debilitating 2 years, man. And so he's about to get back out there. So hopefully he doesn't lose his step. He said there's no pain anymore. So, yeah, man. So salute to Lonzo Ball for finally getting uninjured, man. Zen said they should flip the whole team except Zip, Steph, and who else? Pods.
The rookie. I can't think of his name. It's one of those weird names. It's kind of like that Franz Wagner type thing.
Okay, got you.
His name is, I got it right here.
Chris, I'm the biggest Draymond Green you'll find. He get him. Yeah, same here. Like, I've been Draymond Green since college, man. Since playing for my boy, I want to say Nick Saban. That's the wrong guy. Playing for Tom Izzo.
Tom Izzo.
I'm sick of it, man. It's enough, man. I can't keep defending bullshit. I'm not.
I've been off the Draymond thing. I think I was off of him when he is either the Sabonis thump or it might have been the LeBron kick to a punch to the. But I've been off the Draymond thing. Like he is an absolute loose cannon. And what we used to call those, like he's a complete wrecking ball. He's a complete wrecking ball, dude. And nobody wanted to say it, but I've been saying this for like 5 or 6 years now. Dude, it's a complete wrecking ball, man. And all the great things that he does is null and void, and it's negated because of his antics, man. It's just the illegal screens, the temper tantrums is what I really was done. Like, no, you too old to be throwing a temper tantrum. You remember our history teacher in 10th grade?
Villamans?
Mr. Villamans.
That dude throw some temper tantrums, boy. God, no.
Mr. Villamans, you guys are acting like my 10-year-old. Man.
Man, you guys are worse than my 5-year-old, man. Well, every day, like, come on, man. He went to the well one too many times with that one.
Oh my God. Good times. Clay needs to come off the bench for who? Who do you put in there?
I guess he's just
second is hurt. Can't throw him in there, but he's not a starter. Unless you're gonna put the young kid, Brandon Paz is what they call him. The kid out of Santa Clara, you're going to put him in the starting lineup. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen a Warriors game this year, honestly.
So I know Nico be locked in. He says, yeah, they actually be hooping. He taking Wiggins' spot. The power forward Trace hooping. Everybody else sucks, even Steph. Well, Steph had a bad game last night, but Steph been like the only bright spot from what I've been seeing when I peer in and watch them. They play with no urgency and shoot dumbass three. Yeah, well, it's always been their calling card, playing careless.
Yeah, but they've been shooting dumb threes for the longest, but those dumb threes is going in. It's just like the old saying, it's no, and then it goes in, and you're like, yes. But then they're calling card for the longest, man. With the trickle of backdoor cuts, which a lot of folks just thought they shot threes, but their offense was really, really, really good. But you had two guys who could just kind of come down and shoot a reckless three, but those reckless threes was normal for most other folks.
Yeah, but they also shoot mid-range. They also get easy buckets with back cuts and like pin downs and stuff like. They're just starting to miss those things now and rely on three too heavy. Because I broke down like the whole finals 2 years ago, and all that narrative about how they always shoot these kind of shots. I'm like, debunked. Nope. They get everything. I remember one game, Kevon Looney had like 20 and 20, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't shoot now three to do that. But it's getting with this easy, big dive downs and like slips and things of that nature. Like that's what the Warriors were. But now they kind of gone away from that. And most importantly, they're not able to replace the talent now. Like we talked about with Draymond, and that's the biggest problem. Because I think Steph Curry can still go about 5-6 more years. The other guys, not so much. So the real question is, what do you do with that? That's money.
It's hard to sustain. It's hard to continue success. And for folks who think it's so easily, man, ask the Chicago Bulls or Michael Jordan. It's hard to continue success. Ask the Spurs when all their core guys were gone, the Tony Parkers, the Tim Duncans, Kawhi Leonard, who all of a sudden doesn't have to do load management anymore. This dude can now all of a sudden play every damn day, which is crazy.
Right.
It's hard to maintain high level success as the New York Yankees. It's hard, man. Very, very difficult. There's gonna come a time where every franchise goes through this thing, and we talked about this before. The NBA has been around 75, 76 years, and out of those 76 years, there's like 5 or 6 teams who have 40 other championships, which is the Celtics, Lakers, Bulls, Spurs, and Warriors. They have like 42, 43 championships out of that 75. Difficult.
Yeah. It's tough. So, I guess the ones who do win and win repeatedly is to be respected. That's why I'm big. Like, I don't care nobody say about me being a Cowboys fan. That's why you win the championships, man, because everybody don't have one. And some of y'all would never see one. So, hey, when I get a chance to break this out, I do it early and often. I remember covering the Super Bowl out in LA 2 years ago almost. Damn, that's crazy. That was 2 years ago. And so on our media table, we was in Radio Row, and I had my Cowboys helmet. I swear, everybody was stopping their tracks and say something about the helmet. It was crazy. One of which was D'Angelo Williams. You know, he played running back for the Carolina Panthers. D'Angelo Williams. Marcus Trufant had something to say about the helmet. And there's somebody else. Eric Dickerson. So, man, listen, man, winning is hard to do, man. And if you do it, it's to be respected. So that's all I'm saying. But to round out, Sir Tyson, if you're still in the building, you want to hop up, you can. I'll drop the link. Man, I haven't done a panel in a minute, man. So, Will, if you're down, we can do a little panel.
Yeah, that's cool. And I wanted to mention that we're talking about these young core of teams, and we haven't even talked about one because they're not considered a young core team because they've been to where they've been since they got in the league, which is the Boston Celtics. And they're two young core. Those guys have been in the league 6-7 years. That's not a lot of time, but they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals since they burst onto the scene 6 years ago. And I still consider those two guys young, and they're doing their thing. I think with their first or second in the East.
That's first in the East.
First and second in the East, and their defensive rating right now, they're number 3 in the NBA at 110, so which is pretty damn good. And then you add a Drew Holiday, who's one of those players that I just like because he plays the game the right way. You got Philly. We ain't even talking about the number 1 team in the NBA, and their young superstar. I won't say superstar. They're a up and coming star, and Mr. Anthony Edwards. But they're number 1.
It's actually Boston. Yeah. Boston's the best team in basketball right now.
Oh, Boston. Oh.
At 24-6. Minnesota 23-7. So I mean, it's semantics. I mean, yeah.
So I'm looking at these defensive ratings. You got Minnesota number 1, which you got Mr. COVID himself, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards is playing defense on the perimeter. Playing great defense on the perimeter. Philly is number 2, which is surprising to me. Tyrese Maxey is becoming who he is. And you kind of saw it in his rookie year, those moments that he was having. Boston's 3, the Rockets are 4, and then to round out the top 5, which is one of the first teams we talked about, is the Orlando Magic. Very surprising.
I like the fact, though, we didn't talk about the obvious fixtures because, I mean, obviously those are the guys. But just to kind of round out the conversation, because we don't spend a lot of time on these guys, I think it's good how we went spending in-depth time with the Pacers, with the Magic, with Miami, with OKC, and so on and so forth, because those teams don't get a lot of face time.
No.
So it's good to kind of break down those kind of things. Yeah, it's obvious. Even Denver, man, Jokic's only 28.
Dang, I thought he was at least 31.
That boy 28, man.
28.
Hey, this is no room for old men. Giannis, and I know Dame's a little bit long in the tooth, but Giannis, man, he ain't going nowhere, dude. It's like what, 29? Let me see what Giannis age. 29. 29, man.
Yep. Still ain't at his peak yet.
Still not at his peak yet. So, listen, the things are old, like we talked about to lead in the show, where people are going on the internet because, again, the nostalgia factor. You're saying that this team right here could roll up and win games. You out your damn mind. No. This team will look exactly the same as far as record, if not worse. No. This team gets run off the court every night.
Get
First off,
obliterated, dude. Get obliterated.
John Wall ain't no goddamn two guard. First off, who's Isaiah Thomas gonna hold? Dwight Howard has been on what his last 5 years on 5 teams.
Yeah.
Boogie Gibson. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say Blake Griffin just needs to retire.
He needs to retire. Boogie Cousins, same story. Been on 5 teams in 5 years. Beasley been out the league for like 4 years, right? What the hell are we talking about here? Yeah. Rondo, 156 years old. Kemba Walker, again, not even dominating overseas, man. Like, stop it, man. Stop it.
And so sites like that do those things because people are going to click onto it, man.
For sure.
And that's what I struggle with when I have these type of thoughts in my head. Oh, like I can say this, and I know it's going to get a lot of comments and likes and stuff, but I refuse. Before I sell out, I get the hell out. I refuse to do that. There's like this dude on Facebook. He always does this LeBron stuff or whatever, and literally he gets 15,000 comments every single time because he says something controversial about LeBron. Yeah. Can't do it, won't do it, man. I refuse. I thought Sir Tyson's gonna jump in here.
Oh yeah, someone drop the link. Jimmy, we can have a panel discussion. Yeah, something we don't do all the time over here, but man, come on up, man. So while we doing that, let me drop the commercial one more time for Machismo TV, always showing big love to the channel.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
Shout out to Saul and Machismo. Again, every Sunday, yours truly is on the panel, and I give the sports breakdown of everything that went on in the week prior. And so I do it in my own flavor. So shout out to them, man, always having me host that part and having me come up on the panel and discuss things. And I'm always supporting the channel as well, man. So salute to those fellas. All right, our first panelist, Chris, stepping up to the mic. What's up, bro?
Well, good.
What you got, man? Talk to us.
And who put that together? Was that Bleacher Report or something? I put that together. That team.
What basketball? Let me see. It's God dog. What's the name of that? Basketball Forever, I believe, is that.
Yeah, 10 years too late. That would be good 10 years ago, but not 2023.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like work.
A lot of these young teams are just so players just need to develop. I mean, NBA. This not back in the day when players come out 3 years of college, they more ready. They just need a little season and all. And now you see players season and getting their chemistry together. You see some teams playing well. They just need to grow together. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, but that's kind of the whole thing. Like, that's what everybody knew in theory. But now this year is kind of showing, like, consistently stacking these teams via trade is not really yielding those results that you think. It ain't quite hitting the same no more. And this has been with a 13-year standard that's kind of being broken now. And I think it's a good thing, man. I'm for, guys getting their ring, doing your thing, whatever. I used to be very staunchly against it. I don't really care no more. But, this is kind of going back to my essence where I like teams now just doing things the right way, doing things organically, and letting guys develop. And it's leading to actual wins on the front end and not just wait and see, cases like, I mean, we've highlighted some of the teams that it's going to be a little minute till they see the fruits of their labor. But there are a lot of young teams right now that are benefiting right now, and they look damn good doing it. And they're consistently beating these teams with older fixtures and looking good doing it.
Yeah, the Rockets, we starting to get. I guess we just need a new coach. That's all. And Udoka got them boys playing hard, and he's holding them accountable. So but he won't put up to be as Sagoon. I'm really liking his development. I'm guessing Dream is in his ear a lot because he's really developing. I can see him being an all-star between now and the next 2 years. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, Dream will lend his services. Anybody that'll listen. I mean, he was trying to help Dwight Howard, but Dwight can never remember 2 post moves.
No,
it is what it is.
I mean, he can't bat 1,000. Dream can't bat 1,000 now. I mean, he can't bat 1,000.
Well, the problem that happened with Dwight Howard. So who was Dwight Howard's original position coach when he was in Orlando?
I don't know.
I mean, Dwight was real good at his back. He messed his back up.
Yeah, that too. But you look at Dwight Howard's moves, and you can kind of see who was his mentor coach when he was.
He got his back blown out. Well,
I did not say that. I did not say that.
So when this guy's knees went out, started to go out in the 90s, he developed this ugly this ugly running hook across the lane. And so Dwight Howard's mentor coach was Patrick Ewing.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Ewing. So
you 20-foot jump shot.
Yeah. So that jump in the running hook shot across the lane. So he started doing that a little more when his knees started to go bad. So that's Dwight Howard's post moves were developed off of Patrick Ewing, not off of now. So if he gets Elijah one off the rip, it's a whole different ballgame. Again, player being in the right situation at the right time at the right moment plays
correct
for a lot of these dudes. And Dwight Howard was just so much physically gifted than a lot of dudes in that realm of time. This is why he had 3 to 4 defensive player of the years, 3 back to back. And he deserves to be in the top 75 conversation. But then by the time he came over to Houston, it was too late. Right? And Kobe told me that it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to be right because he didn't want to work. He didn't want to listen. So and sometimes it takes you to fall to the bottom to realize you had it all right there. And that's why he went to the Lakers. He was able to buy into this stuff. Because I used to play with Dwight Howard's physical therapist on NBA 2K. So we used to talk about him all the time.
I remember, from Detroit or some shit.
Yeah, Tino.
Yeah. That dude was Washington, DC. Yeah. That dude was cool.
Tino. Yeah, Tino. So it's tough. It's tough, and what y'all talking about originally? I know y'all went to Dwight Howard, and I went to What is that thought process meant something else? That's tough.
Man. Dwight. Yeah, man. It's just he's a guy who I never liked like that, but I don't like the disrespect. Like, listen, man, you cannot like his lifestyle choices. I don't like because he's a goofy bastard. I just did that.
Dwight Howard.
Yeah, Dwight Howard. I never took him serious.
I didn't even know who you're talking about, but it was.
Yeah, there you go. Because you can say Shaq was goofy, but Shaq, that was off the court. On the court, it was all business with Shaq.
Absolutely.
And nobody would want to critique Dwight on this, like in moment. And then when it became painfully obvious that he was too immature. Okay, then it's like, oh yeah, man, he should. Yeah, but he's shown signs of that, like when he was like Dwight. But I say all that to say, he still should have been top 75. I don't care what nobody say.
Easily.
I don't think so. You can't. I don't think so. You can't say easily. You can't say easily. No. The reason why you can't say easily, I didn't mean to jump the line, brother. We last spoke here, but the reason you can't say easily is because you have Alex English, who just because he came up before people's time doesn't negate what he did. He is the leading scorer in the entire 80s. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not knocking him. Not knocking him at all.
And then
hold a second. I mean, and this is a guy who did it for a period of over a decade. All right. Okay. Adrian Dantley, another guy. Okay. All right. And listen, my problem with Dwight, because I would put Artis Gilmore. Now, that was really before you guys' time, but I'm just saying Artis Gilmore over there because, and yes,
Afro.
I think if Dwight had a better reputation of being serious, he may have, here. That's not why I came up here. I just want to first of all say good afternoon.
Before you do that, I'm
I
saying,
put Dwight in before Dame Lillard.
Yes.
I'm gonna switch that.
Damian Lillard
Easily.
made that.
Yes.
He
I
made the
want
list.
Dame out. I want AD out. AD out and Dame out over for Dwight, because Dwight at his
Either one of those can go.
What about
better than
what about Westbrook? Because Westbrook.
I'll take that too.
No,
but
no,
Westbrook-
Russ top
but he
6.
got MVP though, so that's a harder discussion point.
Yeah.
He
So
been,
did
he been
Derrick
to
Rose.
the finals before.
So did Derrick Rose. I'm not being.
He's a
dick at
9-time
Glenn
All-Star,
Harris,
though.
But you could. Well, I don't want to make this big what ifs. There's something I really wanted to get all of y'all opinion on
All right, what you got?
about
Go ahead.
earlier. All right, and salute to you. Where's Will at?
I'm taking a break. I'm right here.
Okay, a long time no here.
Yeah.
And Hoop, you didn't have to get off camera for this, man.
No, I'm about to go in mobile mode. 'Cause I'm about to run to the store, but I'm still be in.
But hold on real quick, man. After my Lions beat the Cowboys, that's why I'm in Dallas right now. You owe me 30. You throw me 30.
Whoa. Hey, we will not have Cowboys slander.
Yeah. We're
today.
gonna take that. We're gonna take that. All right, check this out. Let me get y'all thoughts on this, because y'all talking about my beloved Pistons, where I usually still watch every game. And last night, man, my cousin was taking me out, and I'm getting alerts like, wait a minute, they in overtime? You can't believe this. I can't believe this. I want to wait to hear his thoughts to come back on this, but I will, because I want to make an exact point. Y'all were talking, when I was talking about young cores, there's this, okay, to me, I'm not talking age young. I'm talking NBA young when I say that. So basically, guys who are on their extension or on their second NBA contract, I don't necessarily, or let's just say post 4 years experience, I don't necessarily consider them young, whereas you have this movement in the NBA. So the Pistons general manager, and boys, Hoop, would I love to get Malik back on here. Oh boy. I'm the guy who despises tanking, okay? At any cost whatsoever, I despise it. And I simply despise it because if you're a bad team, you're going to lose any freaking way. The lottery's rigged. No NBA official is going to say that, but we know that the lottery is rigged, that they're going to put players in what they think are the best markets. And I know what people are going to say, well, why did they put Zion in New York or whatever? Well, would that have really worked out in New York with Zion's up and down thing? But all of that aside, when we look at the past champions in the last 5 years, outside of Golden State, I don't even count that Lakers thing, but whatever. Outside of Golden State, most of those teams had a core of guys on their middle contracts, and they had some good veterans and maybe some rookie contributions. The Timberwolves right now are trying to are almost building that. I don't think they're championship caliber yet, but let me get into this point. Let me get into the meat of my point now that I see Hoops back. The problem with the Pistons is this. Once they got out of Blake Griffin's contract, because the fans there wanted a star, we saw how that worked out. Although he did have his best year of his career statistically there 1 year, it really wasn't worth it. But they bring in Troy Weaver from OKC, who was apparently instrumental in the SGA trade that got Paul George, how they got Paul George, and developing their youth movement. So the Pistons are thinking we can be a mini OKC. Here's the problem that they made. You can't, right now, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this. I'm just setting up my premise here. Right now, the Pistons have 3 freaking lottery cast-offs, okay? Bagley, Wiseman, Killian, okay? And these clowns are in the rotation. If you can't hit on a sorry. And by the way, Halliburton was drafted after Killian, but I won't go there or whatever, right? So you got 3 lottery pick cast off. So granted, Wiseman and Bagley weren't drafted by the Pistons, but here's the problem. Duren, who I love, but he's a center. Duren, Cade, who has been getting off lately, and I like Cade. Ivy, oh man, I'm forgetting the 4th person. So I just named you the 3 top guys. Ivy, and there's, in this modern NBA, I'm sorry, you have to be able to shoot threes. You have to, and I'm forgetting one other key guy in our core.
And I was a rookie.
Huh?
Second year.
Second year. He came from Purdue.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, and I like Ivy, but listen, do you know that those guys, Killian, 15%, Cade, 30%, 29%, Ivy, 25%, Duran, obviously 0. I'm going to bring Killian into this because he's a part of that rotation at times. He's like less than 30%. Man, in this modern game, when your youth and your core can't shoot the three, you're going to get destroyed. Exactly why the Pistons are getting destroyed. I mean, people can say it's the defense, and you can pay Monty Williams $15 million a year. Right now, man, the game, as much as I hate it, you got to have some perimeter shooters. And yes, we got Bogdan and Joe Harris, but Joe Harris hasn't played all year, and Bogdan's a starter, but what are y'all thoughts on this? And here's my main point on that. Not only just a 3-point. We have cast-offs as veterans. Alec Burks. I like Alec Burks, but he's a cast-off.
Yeah.
Joe Harris. I mean, and the rest, if I told you the rest of the roster, you're like, huh? What?
They some Jags. Just
why do you think?
You forgot about one. You forgot about another one, Sir Tice, Kevin Knox.
Okay, and you know what? I like that's the 4th draft bust, lottery bust. Pardon me. And I like Kevin Knox in New York, but I see why Thibodeau doesn't play him or didn't play him. Do you think it's a problem? Okay. Yeah, okay. OKC is lucky, I thought, in that they got SGA, who was the wild card. Like Hoop had said, nobody expected SGA to do what he's been doing. But most of those other guys, the Dorts, the Chets, the I want to say Williams, man, I don't think you can build a solid team or competing team in it without vets. When I say vets, I mean guys between that 4 and 8 year mark. Give me your thoughts and what's y'all. And in other words, there's this movement to go so youth. Ivy, 2 years of college experience. Cade barely played college. I mean, he was a dog at OKC, but these guys, you can't just, it takes a special talent to just jump in the NBA in the start lineup and make contributions. And I think that because of this AAU culture that we're in, we think that you can develop in the pros, but you're playing against men and what have you. So I rambled on a lot, but feel free to elaborate on this.
You can develop, it's just that the players are so young. When you come out 19 years old and stuff, like, people have to be patient. Like, it's gonna take a little time to develop. These are babies, man. They babies. They can't buy a Drake, bro. So that's the majority of the team.
To lose 28, the reason we're talking, bro, you lost 28 straight games.
28.
That's impossible.
Hey, some babies.
The first team in history to watch to lose 28 straight games.
The Philadelphia 76ers were developed to lose, and they still didn't do it. Okay, that team was deliberately put together to lose. Whereas our team, no, this is going to be the future. This is going to be this. Maybe that Isaiah Thomas, Dwight Howard lineup didn't look that bad.
Yeah, the future, not the present.
Well, we live in such a microwavable culture, man. We want everything instantly right now to be a success, and it's not always the case. And it's not. And again, when you get the number 1, number 2, 3, when you're in that top 5 range, you're going to a bad team. You're going to a bad organization, and it's very rare where somebody comes in and instantly changes the culture. As good as LeBron was when he came into Cleveland, they weren't a winning team their first 2 years like that. They were still growing pains to happen. It takes. Go ahead.
No, to add to your point, people forget when Shaq came in Orlando, they were 500, which and then somehow won the lottery, and that's how they got Weber, which they swapped for Penny. I was just saying, you're right about that, but it's been 3 and 4 years. Last year, Cade could have played last year, but these buffoons actually thought Wembanyama was going to come to freaking Detroit. And I'm like, guys, cut this pipe dream. You know, I forgot to say, how did I dare forget? Asar Thompson in that. Okay, remember, Cade, he's like 29%. Ivy, 28%. Killian, barely 30%. Duran is 0, but he's a center. And Asar Thompson, great defender. I love that guy, but he can't shoot worth shit. He can't. I mean, he's, you know, but he's a hell of a basketball player, and that's something you could develop. Think about every team. Okay, like right now, you look at Denver. Their 2 key guys were in their extension with Murray and Jokic. They got their vet contributions and Bruce Brown and Uncle Jeff and those guys. And then how can we dare forget Aaron Gordon?
Yeah.
You know, the only rookie contributions they really got was the White Bron.
Yeah, the kid from Kansas, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't listen. I don't want to make this solely about the Pistons. I'm just saying this whole youth movement right now, case in point, I think the Lakers are too old. Simply put, since everybody talks about the Lakers all the time, that's their problem.
It's the Lakers. They're going to talk about them all the time.
The mainstream media, social media, you know. And I was going to say this hoop hasn't come in yet. This is
and
why
they went to the Western Conference Finals. That just made him more. They're going to talk about him.
And you know,
what's the discussion piece now? The Lakers and their age. What's up?
I think Sir Tice wants to get your thoughts about the Pistons, I believe.
Yeah, but
Tice had like 4 points to address.
Which one? I know, but my main point was all about the youth. No, my main point. I had to say
Tice is frustrated. He is frustrated.
Thank
God.
God.
Let it out. Let it out, brother.
Thank God for the Lions. But no, what I was saying about like with the Lakers, and yeah, you're right about the Western Conference thing, but that was fool's gold because the same people that'll talk about, man, I'm not saying you did this, bro, but they went to the Western Conference, forget that they got freaking swept, you know, and
or this though, Tyson, they freaking almost lost the play-in game, even being the goddamn playoffs. And they overachieved, man. It is what it is, right, man. And I appreciate it being a Lakers fan for what it is, but that was an overachievement, man. And it was false sense of hope. For this
they
year,
played with house money.
They played with freaking house money. And I was just like, all these people, oh, yeah, they're going to come back and LeBron going to do this. Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. They were deloading, going off for like 40, losing to the Timberwolves, beating Timberwolves, rather, for almost not even being a part of the playoffs, period. So we got to remember things in context, man. And so those things don't always go over well when you're having YouTube debates. But, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. You know who's very, very surprising to me is how Porzingis has just fit right into Boston.
See, it's not surprising for me.
He doesn't have to do nothing.
I called it.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have the weight of the world of him being the guy. He's just a guy on the team.
Right. He a damn good one too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to be in the right situation. Some players, you just in the wrong situation.
Yeah, I don't know. What are y'all thoughts? When I watch Milwaukee, it's taking a lot out of Dame to have to sit back, in my opinion. What have you?
Be right back.
Good. Yeah. When last time you been at the top of a conference before? When last time Dame ever been there? Just saying, Tyson.
Listen, maybe that divorce will humble him, because I don't think he's. Okay, let me say this. Not that it matters. I think he's a genuine good guy, and it's very few in the NBA. But I say that in a jokingly sense. But he is one of those, in my opinion, ego. Let me not say ego. He's a very confident player, and it's taken a lot out of him, I think, for him to say, "Okay, I got to step back. This is not my team. This is not." No, that's what we're saying, Rap God. But I'm saying that he can't. If he's the type of player, if he tries to assert himself, he's going to take away from the others.
Right. I'll put it like this. It's less is more, man. He's doing what Russell Westbrook should have been doing for about 5 years now.
Very good point.
Yes. You got to take a back seat less is more. Jason Kidd, if Jason Kidd did it, all these dudes got a license to do it. So I don't want to hear this let X, Y, and Z player be X, Y, and Z player. Okay, do that in your prime. But when your prime is over, when you come into the what they call it, the twilight of your career, guess what? You need to start playing smarter. So you need to take a back seat to a player who's better than you, right? And that's what the hell he's doing, and that's why the Bucks are sitting number 2 in the East. Again, when has Dame Lillard ever been a top 3 fixture in this conference? I'll wait.
It's been, yeah. If you want
time
to
ago.
I'm looking at, I want to look and confirm something. Damn. Just what I thought. Hold on. Wait a minute. He's increased his average. Okay, so damn. Okay. The last time I looked at him, okay, he's coming around now. Because initially he was barely shooting 40%. And now he's at least at 43 here. And okay, he's falling in line. I see. Let me see his minutes. Damn. I thought they were playing less him. Oh shit, I messed up. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, I thought I launched the YouTube window. Okay, it's been a while since I looked at him, but it was a couple of games that I saw him. I was watching them, and I'm like, maybe they're just getting to learn each other, you know. Now I will tell you this: you say less is more. Look at Philly. Mm-hmm. There you go. Look at Philly.
Yep. Take James Harden out of the equation and watch you thrive.
Let me give you an old school example of that. That'll really crystallize this home. You were kids or whatever, but when the Pistons traded Kelly Tripucka, he was a straight up scorer for Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley's a former scoring champion. And it's like Isaiah finally has him a real bona fide scorer. But Adrian would post up, stop the running offense, and deep down, he really thought that the Pistons should have been his team, which is laughable, you know, at the time. Isaiah was they were like in their 7th and 8th year or whatever. And what really happened was him and Chuck Daly got into it because he thought the ball should go to him more. And they're like, motherfucker, we're finally competing for a championship. And he stopped talking to Chuck Daly. And that's what led to his departure. Not Isaiah Thomas, but I'm just using an example of how you have a player who sometimes doesn't want to take a back seat, and that can hold that whole team back. Remember Anthony Mason? Remember when Anthony Mason went to Milwaukee, and it's like, oh shit, that's gonna work. They're gonna have Ray Allen. They already got Cassell, and who else? They had Big Dog, and you getting Anthony Mason, who had balled out in Miami the year before. And Ray Allen said in his book, he didn't say him by name. He did reference the trade, but I remember that team who I thought they should have beat Philadelphia, but whatever, you know, that year. You know, I think it was some serious bad calls, but that team went from the number 2 team or the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference record-wise to going to missing the playoffs. That's how bad a selfish player can mess up your team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that there's like that's the B side of hoop discussion or sports discussion that always gets omitted, you know, in the fray. And then by the fray, I mean, we just talking about numbers and oh, well, this should fit here because he averaged this and that. And that's why I led in with my first little preamble about how numbers is a good starting point, but it doesn't always tell the story. So yeah, I think that those are 2 shining examples. Is like you just can't cut and paste people. So going to my Pistons reference with all these guys coming in because they were guys, but no, the game has passed all them dudes up, especially Boogie Cousins, especially Dwight Howard. Come on now, what
man, listen. See, okay, and this is why the second reason I want to come up, and I was actually going to give you some props, even though you're going to owe me that 30 tomorrow. Don't think I'm not going to come looking for you.
Man, we're going to beat y'all ass.
Anyways, so real talk. This is why channels like this are needed. And dude, you know I don't need to kiss your ass or whatever and all this. You know, you will, brother here. I forgot your name, bro. We was on the panel last time.
Me?
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Long time no see. And the reason I say that is this is the only reason that beat writers are in business right now, or local sports shows, because they can get deeper into the local thing. The national media ain't blip. They're going to talk about Lakers and Golden State.
And who
Lakers,
goes?
You're right. Thank you. And this.
Same thing.
There is so much other. You could be talking about now. Hoop. I would love to get your thoughts on this. Okay, why not be promoting? Okay, if it's an American face that said, I do generally agree with the theory. Why not promote Paolo Banchero? He's from Seattle, right? He's balling and been balling. So what I'm saying is that I'm giving you a perfect example of a guy of a team that's improving finally. They were like my Pistons or whatever, always, finally improving, get some different eyes on things. Shout out to Iverson. We still talking about Lakers and Golden State. We still talking about Lakers and Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Golden State, the worst thing that they could have did was win that freaking last championship. Because that kept, I said Clay is on bald knees. Draymond has been done.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
And Wiggins is proving exactly what he was in Minnesota.
Draymond get on my nerves, man. I'm the biggest Draymond fan. He's got to a point like, man, I can't defend you.
I've been off of it.
You were just like, bro, every time. Now he's talking about Dre. He taking anger. What is it? Anger management causes. So like, bro, you about 7 years late with him getting him anger management.
Yeah, this dude gets in bar fights and stuff, man. Like he's been in bar fights.
Here's what he
He can't control himself.
He's a terrorist,
Messed
man.
up what I'm gonna
He's
say.
a terrorist.
This is messed up what I'm gonna say. I don't know. I don't know if you two above or all three of y'all from the Houston area, but did y'all have like an area that's like a suburb? I don't know if it's PAT or whatever. They think they tough, and they want to show that we the real ones or whatever. So
It's South Fair. It's South Fair area.
South Fair, Southwest side.
Okay,
Yep.
that's the equivalent that Draymond is from. It's Saginaw. It's about 45 minutes, an hour north of Detroit. He's one of those guys. I think he plays with a chip on his shoulder. I'm talking in his prime. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he has to be in the right system. And he is very beneficial for your team, but he needs other parts. But now that he doesn't have the same wheels he once have, he got the Santa Claus thing going on with the beard. He knows he's slower, what have you. Now it's his antics. It's like you want to go higher than you can go. So now he's going to revert to those antics that I believe that sissy ass organization has let him get away with absolute fucking murder. Because
no, it's just that his antics are more noticeable now. That's when they was winning a championship. It was like, okay, we could take
When you winning, they look past all this stuff.
Good point. But I think sometimes the city contributes to the culture of the team. That team is the woke team of the NBA, and they're in an area, where everything goes, and we don't want to offend him because he acts like that because he's from a troubled environment. We have to, be kid gloves with Drake, with guys like him. Whereas many coaches wouldn't be taking that bullshit. Just when we go back to that dude, maybe he deserved to get punched in the face the way he's playing now. I don't know. That's kind of messed up, but
we talked about that. Yeah.
But that was the last thing I was expecting in that confrontation. And Draymond's more mad at how the video got leaked out. Pardon me, leaked. And I'm like, this dude really gives no fucks. And don't let Draymond hear you say this. Hey, I'm a boxer. Me and Draymond can go and take it one-on-one or whatever. He got the size advantage. I got all that torso to hit at. I would love that fade, And plus, he from Sag Nasty. So really, no, but real, y'all think I'm just kidding. That team, and by the way, I think Kerr's a softie. He's
okay. Let me interject real quick because I think what you touched on was true. With them being a woke team of the NBA, I agree with that. It reminds me of Seattle, and so here's the difference between let me juxtapose another woke coach in Popovich, who still is very militant. He still relies on principle. And so when I watch a guy like Kerr, it's like, when has Kerr ever put his foot down ever to anybody?
Yeah.
Never. Pop, you know, he'll go and talk all this woke shit, you know, for BLM and all that shit, which, you know, I don't align myself with. All that, just like Kerr will. But when it comes to actually running your ship, Pop is like, yo, it's my way. You can get the hell on out of here. And that's where those roads kind of part. And that's why you never seen none of Pop's players go AWOL like that. You never seen them go nuts like that.
With
Pop was in the Air
acceptance,
Force, so he's used to that.
yeah, but you know what's crazy? You would equate a military background to discipline, things like look at the Patriots, okay? Bill Belichick has more of a military background. I'm sorry, his father was in the military, but he grew up as a military brat, if I'm not mistaken. It was something you had just said. Okay, the only time I saw ever seen Kerr stand or not stand his ground, God forbid. The only time I seen Kerr do something, and I thought it was actually pretty cool, is when he walked out the timeout and let them draw up the play. And it was Iguodala who was this. And as much as I don't like Iguodala, that team did. I'm really seeing that team did need him because he's kind of like the voice of that team, or he's the one who's gonna be the vocal leader guy. I really see. It's funny, man, how these people who don't really contribute much on the court anymore. I mean, what was he, the MVP, the Finals MVP? Was that 2014? Y'all realize that was 9 years ago? Huh?
2015.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay. We may as well say 9 or 8 years ago, you know. But he still got 2 extra years when he was complete garbage to be on that team.
I can see him being a coach.
Yeah. Well, right now he's doing his little woke thing with the Players Association and all that. Yeah.
Point forward podcast and stuff.
Yeah, man. I've heard those guys' opinions. When they keep it on the basketball, those podcasts are great. But when, like, he had said something about, damn, it's come to me because he does it with the other dude, the other draft bust,
Evan Turner.
That's it. I was gonna say Jabari Parker.
Evan Turner over.
Dude,
He look like too.
You talking about Gilbert Arenas podcast?
No, God no. I was hoping
Gilbert's is, I forgot Gilbert's name of his, but no, Iguodala and Evan Turner is called the point forward, I believe.
Yeah,
Evan Turner.
It's a pretty cool name. It's just when they get. There was something I was gonna say about those players who they don't have to contribute physically to really, or on the, well, I won't say on the court, but you know what I mean, like in the box score. Let me say it that way. But their impact is immeasurable at times, and you can see teams really breaking down without them. Dare I say, I think that's going to be Boston's problem. And look, Jaylen Brown, outside of his politics again, but Jaylen Brown is my favorite player in the NBA right now. But he doesn't strike me as an assertive brother.
I can see that. I definitely can see that.
I just like Tatum over him, but yeah, Jaylen Brown's a hard worker, man.
That's why players like UD were valuable. That's why players like UD was valuable stay on teams.
You know what? I used to laugh at that MF since I lived, with him. I'm like, this guy is nothing but Pat Riley's spy.
He's the unofficial assistant coach.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But you just made a great point. Now, I'll tell you this on that team, though, and it's too bad I don't think he'll ever win a championship. I really love Jimmy Butler. I love his temperament, his attitude. They don't have enough. And you can only play hard so long, you know.
Right.
Houston.
Hey, man, talent got to take over at some point. And he just don't have enough talent, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's why this Jimmy Butler is a superstar myth, needs to die.
Jimmy Butler.
Wait a minute. Who called him a superstar?
Oh, a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are called that.
Jimmy Butler is a all-star level player.
Yes.
But that next level, in the playoffs,
What's wrong with just being a very good, impactful player?
Because everybody got to be a superstar, Tyson.
Yeah, because everybody wants to throw out the word superstar. There's only like 5 superstars in the NBA.
5 of them.
Only like 5.
Hold it. Let's count because I'm going to say it's probably 3. Let's
Giannis,
Giannis,
Luka,
Luka's
Yeah.
a superstar.
Jokic?
Jokic is a
Yeah.
superstar.
Oh Lord. Tatum?
No, not yet.
Like,
I don't think.
But he's teetering. He's teetering. He's
Right.
teetering on that.
Okay,
Now-
so that's
Now here's the
three,
teeters. That's why I said it. Like I said, okay, because granted, I think he's played every game this year. Kawhi's name, Kawhi's name
he's
should
too
be in
injured all the
that,
time.
but he doesn't play enough. Even though he's
Yeah.
played every game this year, but he doesn't play enough. And by the way, it's embarrassing a guy with that kind of talent.
LeBron?
It just doesn't. Hell no. I don't even think LeBron's top
You
10.
give LeBron superstar just because of longevity. Like
But yeah, ability, no. That ship sailed like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, I won a championship 3 years ago.
Right. That was it. This was the last superstar year.
Come on. I just threw LeBron out there. I got to throw LeBron out there.
I mean, you can. It can. And again, it's whether you love him or hate him. You can say he is, and you can't. You're not wrong either way, in my opinion.
Nico, you scoring 40 points doesn't make you a superstar, dude.
Oh, okay. We can throw Steph. We can throw Steph in there.
Scoring 40 does not make you a superstar.
Steph, I can say yes. Steph.
We can throw Steph in there. Steph is a game changer.
Maybe.
He's a game changer.
It's like 5, 6 guys though.
Yeah.
Jimmy's a all-star level player. He's gonna make all-star teams, make some all-NBA teams as he did last year. But people want him to be on that next level. I'm like, no. And I'm a Jimmy Butler fan from Houston.
Same here.
Tom Ball. But like, no, man. That's levels.
Okay, cool.
It's levels, bro. And he goes,
some guys are not on that ultimate level. And that's fine. It's a good thing.
So here's what I don't like about opinions like this. And Nico, I ain't attacking you, I'm attacking your opinion. Reputation bias. Just because him being LeBron makes him a superstar. That's like saying, Westbrook being Westbrook's a superstar. Oh, James Harden being Harden. No. It's not about your resume. It's about what are you right now. Right now. And LeBron James is a goddamn superstar.
And that's what I try to say. Well, because he can put up big numbers every other night, and he plays in a big market, and he's arguably, if he's not a superstar by play, he's definitely a superstar by his name.
By his aura, I got you.
Right. And people will say that, but what I look at, like you said, I always look at things from, if I'm coaching it, like people talk about, like I got a friend, and he always loves bringing in rings into it. Well, what does it matter? It's not rings or whatever. And I'm like, dude, what's in your fucking trophy case has nothing to do with the goddamn game right now.
I never discuss rings. I hate that.
Right. And dare I say, I cannot necessarily, I can prove it. I believe this what I remember coming up in the 80s, the 90s, it wasn't until the 2000 when media started expanding where they made rings so preeminent of the factor in talking games. And I believe it's just a way for fans, for fans who don't really know hoops to really get into the discussion. Well, how many
casuals? Yeah, the casuals.
Yeah.
Right. And because I remember when Dr. J, I'm going way back, I know, but I remember when Dr. J, he was in like 4 or 5 finals. I mean, he was like the LeBron before. Well, no, Wilt Chamberlain is the ultimate LeBron as far as finals losers. But
that's Jerry West.
Oh, yeah, you're right. How damn, can you imagine going to 10 fucking finals?
Jerry West, right. The 11th time was the chore. I think. 11th time, I think.
Yeah, but no, what I was saying is that, like you said, the casuals, and it used to be the casuals would sit back and try to absorb the points of the people who knew the game and then repeat those. But now everything is just reduced to championships and things like that. I mean, I guess we can talk about this. I didn't even want to bring this up. Listen, Adam Silver has been arguably the worst commissioner. I mean, he's on that Gary Bettman. You forcing them to put up a banner, and then
okay, that was corny. That was corny.
No, what was corny? I didn't see it because I wasn't even watching it. I said, wait a minute, they had champagne. I bet not find out they had champagne. I bet not find out they had champagne.
They popped bottles.
I
thought that was corny as hell. I'm like, come on, y'all, that was corny.
Call me corny or call me this. I said, I'm going to kill the Detroit Lions if they have fucking champagne on winning this division title. Granted that we've never done it.
But only Major League Baseball gets away with that BS.
And that's corny. That's corny.
And like every time you win a series of baseball, they pop a champagne. I'm like,
right. And the division championships don't just. If a team doesn't have any success, I'm fine with a division banner, right? During the damn season, and then y'all spraying champagne, that has to be some of the most insignificant. Like, okay, we're just acting up for the camera.
We have to look at it like this. So we're the old heads now, right? So the younger generation, what do? They celebrate success, the minimum amount of success instantly. I have to go to Instagram real quick. I have to go to TikTok real quick instead of seeing the whole journey of the situation. So all that stuff that was happening right there, the in-season tournament, that wasn't geared towards the pure hoop guys or the pure old heads. It wasn't geared for it. So I have to look at it from that standpoint. Yes, the younger generation does a lot of corny crap, but I also remember when I was young, we did a lot of corny crap too that the old folks looked at us like, okay, that's stupid as hell. So it's tough. It's tough. I'm like, dude, in-season banner.
Listen, the only people who pop champagne was the two-way players that checked that double. They can pop that shit. Oh, my check double. Oh, I want 500,000 a million. Pop that champagne.
I'll give you a reference why I wasn't tripping.
Pop that champagne.
Because they got that from the European model. Right. And the European model, when you win those cup games, they celebrate like that. They do.
Okay, hold that. Okay, understood. I understand where it came from. Let me give y'all an idea. Damn, I wanted you to hear this. Well,
no, I'm right here. I had to call.
Okay.
I'm still here.
All right, check this out. This got shot down in Hoops Group, but half of them I can't take seriously anyway. Okay, in hockey, I got something that I think can improve NBA play and draw interest, because one reason that we got to recognize why the interest isn't there is many people don't like the way the game is, and that's fine. So my proposal is this: get a point system. You get 2 points for a win. You get a half a point if you lose in overtime. Hear me out. So you're in. Oh, I'm sorry. You get a point for a win. Pardon me. You get a point for a win, half a point if you lose in overtime. Okay. So what that creates the force of, it's an incentive to try. You win by 10, you get a half point. Okay. So if you win by 10, you get a half point. I had something on the defensive side. Oh yeah. Let's just say you figure out an average, or you figure out a decent average. The scores are really high right now, but let's just randomly say you keep a team under 100, you get another half point. Okay. Now by that point system, you will see the differentiator between the teams that play hard versus the teams that are barely inking it out, but they got the better record. So what it creates, like in hockey, I don't fully know this in hockey, but what it does is, like I said, those teams that play hard, they tend to can upset those teams. And this, I forget what they get for ties or what have you. And what I'm saying is this incentivizes play. Like if your points are high, you get obviously the top seed. You're not seeded by your division or your conference or anything like that. And I'll finish my proposal. It sounds difficult, but again, 1 point for a win, no points for a loss, but a half point if you make it into overtime as a loss. Okay. I would say also a half point. I don't know. Let's incentivize it. A point if you win by 10. A point, maybe a half point. I don't know. We'll figure out the right numbers if you keep a team under 100. So basically, you're incentivized to D these guys up. Maybe 110. Who knows the numbers? And again, what I say is that it'll make teams play harder or what have you. And then you take that very same point system and you use that for the lottery versus your record. So it ain't going to be this old bullshit. We're just going to design win games and the lowest teams. No, you're going to incentivize it even for the lower teams. And there's a way you can reverse order do that. But what's your thoughts on this point system that'll overall not – listen, you could bring back, okay, Jordan's extreme. You can bring back the vets in their prime. Okay, well, let me say this. You're not going to get a lot of NBA interest outside of casuals during football season. I don't care what gimmick you do.
Yeah, for real.
Okay. I don't care what. Many people think that the basketball season starts the week after the Super Bowl, which I think is the All-Star game. I'm trying to say this is how you can incentivize those games. Any thoughts on the point system?
What you're suggesting is kind of like that practice model. And we used to do this thing in college.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yes, it's like a rebound drill. So you don't win the game by like scoring at all. You win the game by like boxing out. And if the ball hits the ground, you get 2 points. Which means you holding your block longer.
Yeah.
If you just get no bounces, you get 1 point. If the other team gets it, you get a negative point. So it does drive competition, to your point. Now, the biggest issue is the biggest bulk of your business is probably based on casuals, and that won't chop well with them. So that's my only pushback to that theory, because, yes, it would drive performance. Absolutely. It's just that's a hard sell to casual fans.
Yeah, because casuals just want to see points, right? They don't want to see the intricacies of defense and all that stuff. And I think if you're suggesting that, I think doesn't that take away divisional games that just makes it like Eastern Conference versus Western Conference?
No. Yeah. Oh, I see what you. Well, hold on a second. The NBA doesn't have any rivalries any damn way. So
I guess like Rockets fans try to consider the Lakers rivals, and that's not it's not the case.
They're not rivals.
Clippers,
Rockets fans and Clippers fans try to consider that's not a rivalry.
Clippers are the stepbrothers to the Lakers.
Yeah, absolutely, and they were forever. As much as what's his name, Steve Ballmer is trying to do, they're forever going to be the basement guys.
They're the stepbrothers
with the Lakers, man. And I don't know, man. Like I've seen people suggest that they get rid of the corner 3-pointer.
Question. You're a real good basketball guy. I don't understand. Is the corner 3-pointer considered easier? Why is it shorter, or because
the
it's
distance?
Shorter? Why is
distant wise, and from you lining it up and distant wise measured from the basket, it's like I can't remember, an inch shorter or something like that, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's not as much distraction as shooting from behind the backboard. From the top of the key, and you see the fans in the back. I don't know. I always think it's just like a psychological thing. The only hard shot I considered is the corner. Oh, not the corner. The wing 3, which is considerably supposed to be the longest. But if you can shoot, you can shoot. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But you have the guys like the Bruce Bowens of the world who basically mastered made that a thing. So that was his job. So I'm not mad at him for figuring out what he was good at. You just got to find your space and things. Like they got the thing now, the 3D wing, the what's his name, Reggie Bullocks of the worlds. Who am I missing? Tim Hardaway Jr. is kind of like that sometimes, although he can create a little bit. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of an inside-out guy. Whether you're driving to the paint or you're throwing it to the paint for a little bit, then you kick it out. I love seeing post-man work. That's why I love watching Jokic play. Embiid is kind of I'm not the biggest Embiid guy. He falls too much for me, and I did see the story why he does fall, because his trainers told him that it's easier for him to fall than land with all his weight, which I think is a complete
crazy. I've never heard that story.
Damn. Yeah, there's a story out there about that saying that they basically told him to fall because it's less impact on his knees and his body when he falls to the floor softly. That's supposed to be the story.
I've heard Charles. Chris, did you want to say something on that or no? Or about
hold on, that thought, Chris. You're a shot of Greenleaf, man. I ain't seen in a minute, bro. Y'all go sub up over there, man. Great Houston Rockets content over there. I appear in there from time to time, and straight up logical Rockets talk. I gotta say, because the reason why I'm not a Rockets fan was illogical Rockets fans. I've been gone since 2010. I ain't looking back, but it's a lot of logical Rockets talk over there, especially mostly from me. Some other talkers be talking all kind of crazy stuff. But,
he do got some ill dudes over there.
Yeah, man. All right, so go ahead, Chris.
B is fine. Like when he says, "Okay, I'm gonna go into the paint," and go to work.
Inside out.
Embiid just kills everybody. Well, when he starts to, okay, I'm gonna start shooting these threes. He like, do stop, man. You're 7 foot tall, 270, and when he get going to the post, you can just break anybody. Stop shooting threes.
Nobody can touch him once he goes inside. Though.
Yes.
Dude, he's very talented, but here's the thing:
score or go to the free throw line, which he shoots better than just
banging in that paint, that paint. As a man who's high school coach used to say, man, they hitting down there. Like everybody don't want that. Everybody don't want that action, man. And it's not sexy. Like shooting the 3 ball is sexy.
No,
being able to make a move is sexy.
But I add this also, it's sort of like in football. The reason why we're seeing so many injuries, especially early on, is that they don't hit in practice anymore. And I understand at the end, I don't want to make this an NFL conversation, but I'm just giving you a comparison. And the reason why, well, they're trying to minimize injuries, but bottom line, hitting makes your body calloused. That you can absorb those hits. And I don't know what the middle ground is, just like getting that contact. We had guys like the Kevin Willises and all, who played damn near 15, actually, I want to say Kevin Willis played 80s, 90s, and 2000s in the paint. When in them damn 60 and 70 final score, 69, Spurs, 75 era. What was that called? The dead ball era or something? It's something where the defense just took over in the mid-90s. I think now let me throw this out with the Embiid thing, because that's a very interesting discussion. I remember, I think it was Barkley who made this good point. He said, I think the problem with D Wade when he plays this, he falls too much. But I mean, he's falling, leaping up in the air on the sidelines, and his body, he's like, you're falling down too much, man. And we saw how late in D Wade's career, his body had just had it. I wonder, and this is just a random crazy thought, if you could do some WWE padding or some things like that or whatever, outside. I mean, I know it's silly as hell, but yeah, you might not break your elbow or fall down hard, but shit, falling on that shit does hurt, after a while. So I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work with Embiid, to be honest with you. And he looks goofy as hell. It just looks stupid.
I'm just put it like this, man. You get paid more than 99% of people who own this globe. And guess what? It's called occupational hazard, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on some level, I understand that some people want to preserve their body as best as they possibly can. I get that. But if that's the case, if you just don't want to get hurt so much and you don't want this, you don't want that, man, listen, man. The post office hiring, bro.
Yep.
You can go be a perfectly healthy postman, make a nice, decent living for yourself, and you'll be all right. So, listen, man, occupational hazard. So I can't make all these safety buffers for you when you playing a sport that has collision involved, and you don't want to collide. Like, yo, that's the whole point of watching the shit.
Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen this video? Give me a second. I'm gonna see if you ain't gonna play it. There's a video called it was a wrestling team, not Bushwhackers, whatever they were called, man. But it was showing dudes who were building buildings in the 1930s, or skyscrapers, pardon me, building skyscrapers, and they were tossing rivets that had just got out of the damn, out of the heat. They toss it at each other, and they catching it with buckets.
Oh yeah, it's not about it. Yeah.
And they just catching it, and then they're eating their lunch over the damn guardrail. And I'm like,
many stories above the freaking city. Yeah, that's nuts.
And it was accepted. Every building would have, there's going to be about 5 tragedies, but hey, we're going to get this building up.
Dude, sleeping on those beams. Lord have mercy. My wife sleeping. Oh, man.
Yeah. I know.
Especially way to happen.
I may have to find a video to give the audience some perspective. This one.
I'm going to wake up in the upper room. The upper room.
The real upper room.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, and that's kind of my thing. I mean, that's kind of what was turning people away from the NBA. I don't know if you guys saw the disparity with the NBA and the NFL
on Christmas Day. Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, people are like, The NFL has its improvements to make. We all understand this. We all know this. But the NBA is just kind of slowly but surely getting such watered down and soft, as it were, that the boomer and the millennial generation that's more or less me, you, and Tice and Chris, it's getting unwatchable. And we're the people who make money now in life, who go and spend on the apparel and go and buy these tickets that are expensive as hell. But it seems like they are placating to this group that is more or less the social media heads. Look no further than like SportsCenter. Their Instagram page is putrid. Like they be sharing like viral videos that have nothing to do with sports.
Yeah.
Well, you're seeing even major entities are moving towards that style of entertainment, and it's at the detriment of the whole product.
Here's the my bad.
Yeah, I just sent you the I just got what you sent me rather.
I don't know if that's the right video, but it's the same shit. I think what's bad is that right now attention spans are lower. I don't know any person under 30 that watches games in their entirety, whether that's NFL or it definitely NBA. They watch clips and they watch it like this. 70% of them don't have cable, which by the way is a good thing. Whatever. I have Sling, whatever, right? But my point is that
6 years. I ain't looking back.
Huh?
I've been gone for almost 7 years.
I agree with you completely. What I'm saying though is that this upcoming generation with the money, the NBA, whoever does their marketing. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see if this is the video. I can't remember, but I'll talk through it. You don't have to play the sound or whatever. By the way, this is insane. Ain't no way in hell I would just be doing this. And they could put a parachute all over me or whatever. And they could be paying me $500,000 a year.
Bro.
Nah.
My heart is racing just watching this, bro.
Holy cow, man.
My heart is racing, bro.
Spider-Man. Climbing buildings.
But these are people who built the world we live in, man.
Absolutely.
It's just so funny how little respect sometimes, men like this give. Like they built the infrastructure that we have and is modernized now, but they was doing manually. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, all it takes is one win good.
He just walking around like it's a damn. He walking around like it's a damn.
Bruh.
Are you out of your fucking mind? I can't even look down.
Don't look down. Oh Lord.
Absolutely not.
This wasn't the one I won't find. But even just to look at that or whatever, it's like they walking around like it's just a sidewalk and shit.
Right. I bet they want to do this on the ground. That's too much work.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Holy cow. Holy cow, man.
But you do this nowadays. Dude, come to work high.
You can't be high with going on and I take shit. Oh no.
There's no way in hell I would want to work with anybody, whatever. Come back leaned up and shit.
I like this cover. Got the nerve to have hats on.
That's a good one.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
They have hard hats. What do they have? Hard hat required. Like, yeah, that's gonna save me and shit.
Yeah, that's gonna save.
What I was gonna say is about this whole. I think though they gotta consider a way. Because, okay, look, I make more money than I did when I had season tickets that I was split with somebody when I lived in Minnesota 15 years ago, right? And it was barely under 1,000 back then, what have you. But that was a lot of money, to go to 22 games. But, and that's when Garnett had left. That's why they were so cheap, I wouldn't dare want to go for $1,000 to Miami Heat games right now. Everyone, or... That's a lot of work in itself. You're parking and all this. How are they going to build for the next generation? Or is it just going to be all corporate shit?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I got a sports.
It's kind of loose, man. I don't see a lot of building. I see a lot of reactionary study-based marketing, and my company personally is doing a lot of this shit, and it pisses me off. This empirical data without the application of realism. This is kind of where we at right now, and I don't think it's going to change. And I think, well, hopefully, I mean, AI is a double-edged sword. Hopefully, it'll optimize some of this stuff, but at the same time, it's going to cut off a lot of human need, which is, you know, that's the conundrum with that. But I don't know, man. How do they build with this model? I mean, of course they will. History shows they will.
Does it? No. In hindsight, no. You've lost. Hey, people. You get people. Man, I don't know if May ratings is the right metric or whatever. Oh,
yeah, I heard people say shit like that.
It was the wrong metric back when. Okay, look, we get it. Jordan played fine, but even in the last 10 years, they've lost off 50% of their viewing. 50% in 10 years. Okay, fine. I'll give them the Christmas mulligan. You're not winning against the NFL, although some games were 73% off versus the games last year. But you lose 50%. Okay, here, to put it in people, if I give you $2,000 and then, or you give me $2,000 and I give you back $1,000, you're going to want to beat my ass, as you should.
I think
losing 50% of your share is a lot.
I agree with that.
And you got to address, let me say this. You got to address this. Like my thing, even with losing teams like the Pistons, they need to cut those prices. The owner can take that on the chin, cut those prices. That way people are incentivized to come. With the winning teams, I agree with Barkley when he said that if you're going to be on this load management BS, you need to be signing some autographs or something, unless you are seriously recovering. It's got to be something, because right now, I think this Instagram stuff, it's turning people off. Not us purists, even the casuals. It's not even a big deal to be an NBA player anymore, like to me it used to be.
I think the problem, like some of the NBA, now this is some overnight issue that's been building up. It's like you said about load management. Like you be watching dudes like year 5 or something like that. What do you load manage? Do you 25? Like it started out. Pop started that because, let's be real, the Spurs were old. They had a bunch of old players, so them load managing made sense. Now you got dudes 22, 23, it's about they need to load manage. Like, what the hell are you taking out for, dude? You're in your 20s.
Because you have a lot of guys now.
Load managing for.
You got a lot of people who are now more worried about themselves, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with you being okay with worrying about your health, worrying about your longevity, worrying about can you walk when you're 40 and you retire and things like that. But the flip side of that, what about my image? What does it look like for me?
The issue is like players,
my image, and it's with the social media, social TikTok. Anybody can have a podcast now, like guys like us and stuff like that. But you got Draymond, who's going after a loss. He's going straight to his room to do a damn podcast.
Yeah,
like that's crazy to me. You got guys like Antonio Brown, who was in the Steelers locker room going live. Like the mindset of a lot of these people are it's unbelievable. And I work with a lot of you kids. I do a lot of training. And I hear all these folks, and here's the thing that I hate the most. I heard Sir Tice talk about this earlier, about AAU. I be in the gym and all this other stuff, and people be like, man, that kid's a pro. He's a pro. I'm like, how the hell do you know he's a pro? He's never been to a pro workout. He's never been to a pro practice. He's never did this. So stop calling these kids pro. They start calling these kids pro at 14, 15 years old. Now, there are a select few who are pros. You can see it, like De'Aaron Fox. I watched De'Aaron Fox from when he was 14 years old. That kid's gonna be in the NBA. I knew it. I knew he was gonna be in the NBA.
Social media helped mess that up.
Yeah, but there are so many guys that are just nobodies who say they have a Twitter page or an X page. Oh man, this kid's a pro, and then the kids start believing it. They start believing in that hype. So when you get there, it's like, well, I've been a pro since I was 14, 15 years old. Man, I'm good. I ain't got to play hard. The love for the game is not there. It's more about market and marketing your image and all of those. So you don't play just to play because you love playing.
I'm asking something. I'm glad you mentioned that. This is why the NFL players are going to get screwed with this. Guaranteed contracts in the NBA is like the greatest thing ever, business-wise, players. But then you got a point where it's like, well, sure, I got a guaranteed 150 to 200 million coming soon. Zion situation, like, dude, you are 23. What the hell's wrong with you all the time? Like when he said, I feel healthy. He literally went in the interview and said, I could play right now. I'm like, wait a minute. If you can play right now, why the hell you ain't playing? Like, he literally said that out of his mouth.
I already know that.
Well, if you healthy, why you ain't play? Like, oh, he got that guaranteed deal cup. He like, well, I don't want to.
Yeah,
like.
Basketball is a commodity, man.
I'm not against guaranteed contracts.
No, I'm not. That's why I say it's a great thing business-wise. And then the bad side of it is like players don't. Well,
yeah, I get.
I want to play. So Ben Simmons is a great example. He as soon as he got that guaranteed money, he's like,
But who created that culture though? He didn't create that culture. The people that's in charge allowed that culture to happen.
Yeah. That's why the NFL is never gonna have that, because don't think NFL owners that look at it like say, oh, y'all ain't gonna never get this shit. We're gonna give you a certain amount of guarantee. You start getting injured, all that, like, we're gonna cut you.
All right, let me introduce two more panelists, man. Flight Sports and Greenleaf. You brothers can come and chime in the conversation. Appreciate y'all joining the panel.
No, shout out. I was just listening to what everybody was talking about. I mean, you got a good case. You know, the guaranteed contracts, that definitely plays a major part. I think if the contracts wasn't guaranteed, you probably wouldn't see Zion so comfortable, you know, and maybe sitting around and a lot of other players. But if you injured, you know. But it could be some of that going on. Like you said, he said he could play and he didn't play. The guaranteed contract, you know, that's the big domino, you know. If it wasn't like in the NFL, you see, I was seeing Odell last year, you know, he wasn't ready. I think that his knee still wasn't ready, but he was still running around. I think Dallas was entertaining him, you know, but he really needed to sit out and do what he's doing now, you know, but he was entertaining, you know. Could that have something to do with the contract situation? I mean, let me know. I mean, that just came in my head.
Hey, Flight, my bad. I was trying to say something when Chris came in. So my bad. I didn't mean to jump the line with you with Greenleaf. Salute to both of you gentlemen.
Salute, pal.
Yeah. What Will said. Look, I promise you guys, I'm not trying to make guys have the old school values or anything like that. I want these guys. I was mad as hell with the NFL players when they fought more for weed usage than guaranteed contracts. And then 2,000 of the players didn't even vote. You know, I mean, but
that's tough.
The owners are punking them. They straight punked them in negotiations.
Well, right. I mean, well, boy, did they punk. I remember the Twins' name. What was the Twins? What was the twins' names? The lineman twins.
The Pouncey brothers.
Thank you. That's it. Man, I remember them doing messages like, yo, we got to stand our ground on this. And I'm like, half of these dudes ain't even listening. I think, Will, you made a point. Look, I want these guys to. I also am a pro-owner guy because I wish I was one. So I think the owners want them to get all their money, but I do think that there's so much money right now. Dude, y'all talked about Zion. I'm going to give you a player. When that TV deal was last signed in 2016, he did in Portland. He didn't do that great. Remember Alan Crabb? And he signed some fucking $30 or $40 million deal. Hello?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. No,
okay.
You kind of boring a little bit, but we can hear you. Now we can't hear you at all.
Yeah, he on the internet. I mean, that hotel connection.
Hey, salute y'all. Hey, so y'all was basically discussing like why the NBA is the NBA right now.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
It's dying down. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I agree with y'all fellas, man. Once again, salute to Hoop between game Will, AK, you know what I'm saying? Salute to the panel as well, man. Salute to y'all fellas. But I agree, man. I think the NBA just trying to figure something out. You see the end season tournament.
You know what I'm saying? The play-in tournament, stipulations on guys' contracts, Zion Williamson, you know, they just don't know if these dudes gonna have the heart and to come out there and produce basketball. You know what I'm saying? It is tainted, it's weak, you know, they getting paid hella fire money, but they act like they scared to play a game of basketball that they grew up to be. You know what I'm saying? But I think somebody mentioned Ben Simmons, and I really did. I like that. You know, that example because he's one of those dudes that you know you give him a bag. Where is he now? You know what I'm saying? He got all kind of things going on behind the scenes that you know they want to say it's a mental issue, stuff like that. And I know it's part of it too. It is. It's a real deal. But at the same time, don't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go out there and hoop. But
the dude was scared to dunk on Trae Young, man.
Come on, man. So I mean, it
But
could
look,
be mental.
yeah,
I mean, something
I don't-
mentally
I don't-
wrong with you if you're 16 and can't dunk on
6'1", bro.
I don't blame him because this is who Ben Simmons been since he's been in middle school. This has been him. So the people that allow him to do this and the ownerships who've seen this, who have the data, and we go into these analytics, they have the data on this guy. This is who he's been: middle school, high school, LSU. This is who he's been. If you allow that to happen, and human nature, for the most part, if you can get something for free without working, you're gonna do it. That's almost any of us. If we can get something out of doing without having to do hard work, we're gonna do it.
So that's the problem. That's the problem. They get these bags and they allow these players to do what they want to do. When they trying to take their power back though, but with the stipulations and other things, certain amount of games to be played to make an all NBA team, you got to play over 65 games. They trying to take their power back, but it's a players' league and the players taking over.
You made a good point. By the way, hotel Wi-Fi, fellas.
Hotel Wi-Fi.
Check this out. I you know, y'all make a good point. I was talking about Alan Crabb. What incentive does Alan Crabb have to play hard after he got his big deal when he was already a bubble NBA player? But you give this guy $30 million. That's grandkids' money. You know, that's his grandkids are gonna have money. So it's just so much money right now. Listen, I hate to use this example because he's a special guy. Kobe Bryant was different, but I'm gonna just use him for example. Kobe didn't obviously grow up super looted, you know, but he wasn't starving. But that dude had a hunger, you know, like
he took the game serious.
Right. Yeah. He had a hunger like you would never believe. Whereas many of these guys, Ben Simmons, y'all mentioned him. I forgot that dude was in the NBA. I swear to God, I did. You know, when you got, and this is why I think where the AAU, it's a channel hoop I was going to give you to evaluate where it's this one dude. He, what's the name of that basketball school that recruits hard now? It's overtaken Oak Hill, Mount something or Mount Vab or Mount.
That's Mount.
You talking about that elite?
That's IMG.
Yeah, say it again, Will.
Mount Verdi.
Mount Verdi.
Not Mount Verdi. Yeah. Mount what?
Verdi.
Hey, is it the league that the Thompson twins came out of? That's what you mean? You talking about that league?
I think they came out of Embiid came out of it.
You got Sunshine Christian Academy that's in Kansas. You got IMG. You got Sierra Canyon, you got Mount.
But here's my point with this while we're thinking. Okay, I remember he's a messed up example for me to use, but when Jason Williams, the one who jumped in the swimming pool, and I shouldn't laugh at that since he murdered somebody, but Jason Williams, he had made a point. He was like, I'm proud, and this is in the late 90s, he was saying this. He said, I'm probably the last NBA player to have ever worked a job. And he said, I did construction, you know, as a teenager going into the NBA. And when you think now, these guys at 14 have been told that they've been or like you said, Will, oh, that's a hooper. Yo, he going to the league. Where's his sense of work ethic outside of just getting that first deal?
Thanks.
And this is why we got so many, dare I say, I mean, come on, fellas. How the frick can you mess? We can look through every draft right now, and the first 5 picks, 2 of them are either bust or just average players. Come on, a top 5 pick used to be maybe one would just not pan out, but you're going to get a game-changing player. Now,
My
Go
bad.
ahead. Go ahead, Green.
No, I was gonna say that they so focused on getting that bag coming out the draft. They know 4 years later they're gonna get a hellified max extension. So when you see guys overseas playing these European leagues, they coming over playing in like 15 professionally, and they coming over with a different mindset, taking over the league. You know what I'm saying? They got a different type of mentality as the game of basketball, trying to be better, and they know that their IQ is on another level.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Here's how I know this is true, man. And I keep names out of it. Man, a lot of my college teammates, man, they didn't give a damn about basketball like that. Like they wanted to get their scholarship, finish up school, go through the motions, get their hoodie and their gear, and just practice and go home. They didn't really care about the game like that. They didn't care about pushing nobody to get better. Like they didn't care about going pro after that. And I mean, listen. Now I look back as a 40-year-old man, I can't be mad at it. But I'm just telling you that goes on. So no, it goes on at the Division I level. I can assure you it goes on at the professional level.
Hey, guess what though? What you were talking about was when you played. What about now with all this what about with this NIL?
Yeah.
You got dudes. Right. I hate to use your group as an example, but there's one dude, it was football, but it's the same mindset. He had said, I don't know if it's Caleb Williams. I think it was Caleb Williams they was talking about. He was like, man, he should go back in and make that couple more millions and then go get drafted. And I'm like, am I in a fucking sports group? Or dudes are talking about how to come up on NIL. This is how bad it's gotten.
Of course.
Caleb Williams projected the first pick in the draft. The first pick in the draft. No, I'll tell you, take your ass to the league. You about to be the first pick in the draft. What NIL money can they pay you that's going to top first pick?
Because people are used to hitting leaks, though. Like, so you can't explain long-term goals to lick hitters.
Yes.
Lick hitters,
Dude, I like that, lick hitters.
I just like that.
$1 million lick versus a $10 million lick for
right, because they can't see the trees. So how can you explain that to them?
You get in the league. Look at guys like what's that dude that's on he's on everything now. He's like fucking doing his Warren Sapp. He's doing his Michael Strahan was a wide receiver. Nate Burleson. You get in the league. Do you know how many opportunities you got? Again, like you said, you're not thinking long term. How many mistakes you making with corporate directors? You know. Somebody said, "Listen, go ahead."
No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is a hell of. Listen, man. I got a cousin who is on the fringe of getting into the NFL right now. He went to Michigan State, and we all know what happened there. So football wise or whatever, right? And he was asking me. His options was this: he could be a fourth or fifth round pick. He could be a fourth or fifth round pick, but
it's the game of basketball. Trying to be better, and they know.
Okay. On 2 channels.
Yeah, I know. He could be a fourth round pick, but when you a fourth and fifth round pick, you ain't got no damn leverage. You get cut. Now you're on this practice squad thing. You don't have any security. And he's married now and got a kid. He had 1 more year eligibility. And I said, dude, enter the damn portal. He said, I just wanted your advice. He gave me a number that he was projected to get. I can't reveal that or whatever. And I'm like, dude, are you crazy? Get in the portal. He's now in the SEC at Oklahoma. And I'm like, okay, dude, for Oklahoma, a real football conference, because I don't consider the Big Ten real. I'm sorry. Right. And I'm a Michigan State lover, and I hate U of M, but like you said, it's very top heavy. I'm like, okay, now you're going to get a chance. You're going to get that exposure, whereas that's the kind of guy who can look for the portal come up. But you got millions and you a guaranteed first round pick, man. Do you know? I was literally talking to it. I'm not saying it's a flex or anything. He just comes to my cigar bar. I was talking to Willis McGahee last week when Dallas had played. I'm sorry, Hoop. Let me preface that. And same for you, Chris. When Dallas lost to Miami. I'm sorry. Okay. Leave us alone. Oh God.
Get out your heart, man. Get out your heart.
My eyes. But I was asking Willis. Damn, what happened to Will? Oh, he got hotel Wi-Fi problems too. He got hotel.
That's really good job.
Okay, no, and he was basically saying, man, basically he misses the NFL. Who does it? He was like, look, I hate Mondays, but yeah, he said in this league or right now, shit, I would have killed you. Keep in mind, I was in the 2000s, you know, when you could actually hit, and you know, being a running back was a tough position. Now, shit, them dudes gonna be getting league minimum deals.
Oh, it's hard to be a running back now, man. The running back position has been dropped, been devalued.
You want to know why? I'm stealing Jerome Bettis' point. At least I'm giving the honest opinion. Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, one of them West Coast schools, I think it's USC, and it was another one. But basically, it's only 6 schools that are developing running backs.
True.
Everything else are these spread offenses. So you're going to get guys who are light in the ass, who, you know, can't absorb a hit or what have you, and they're done by their rookie contract. And then you can thank Le'Veon Bell. Who else? Who else took one of them big contracts? You can thank Chris. Oh, I'm sorry. It started off with Chris Brown. Who?
Todd Gurley.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
Todd Gurley.
What happened Chris Brown, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell. It's another one of these running backs who got a big deal. And it in the modern last 15 years, it hasn't panned. And if I'm looking at it as a businessman perspective, as much as I love that position, I can't blame I can't blame management on that. That's bad money badly spent. You know?
Yeah, and, Zeke, at the end of that contract.
Damn, how could I forget him? Thank you.
And I'm a Zeke guy.
That was a rough contract, man, for the Cowboys, man.
Oh, you hated it when it happened or no?
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Jerry paid him because Jerry's gonna pay you. Jerry's gonna pay you.
He had him by the toe though. He had him. He had him. They had no choice but to pay him.
Yeah, the running back position is like,
and
that's
also,
why you see these running backs later in the draft. They're like, well, we can get you later in the draft now.
Well, we made a trade. The way we got Gibbs was we traded down our pick. But, you know, those teams have schemes. I won't say schemes. They have plans in the background that they've already figured out what a team needs what. And it's paying off with us. But, you know, you get a running back on their rookie deal. What is it, 3? Is it 3 years, then your extension? Or is it 4 years and then your extension? I forget. In football, I think it's 3. So, like, right now, I'm moving along. I look at a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's my favorite player. And shout out to you, Hoop. You're the one who actually got me hip to him or what have you. You know, that dude is barely making $1 million a year. Now, you talk about outplaying his contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like Dak Prescott did, pretty much.
Yeah.
Dak was a 6, right? Or a 5th?
He's a fourth round.
Oh, he's a 4th round. Okay. Okay.
He's making like $750K like his first 3 years.
Oh yeah, Jerry was getting a whole lot of profit.
He got maximum.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh, look like the 49ers or whatever. You get that kind of production from a dude on a rookie contract where you can spend the other money at.
Oh yeah, 49ers about to get the Brinks Cup, get the Brinks truck gassed up right now because they about to go straight to Brock Purdy house.
Time to pay Mr. Irrelevant some relevant money.
They getting major profits out of Brock Purdy right now because his agent is getting ready. Hey, when that phone call hit, hey, you know what I'm calling?
Hey, the dude who invested in him early, he's like, oh man, who you got? Oh, I got Mr. Irrelevant. Like, damn.
Yeah.
But then boys get hurt. Oh,
just
shit, I got me a problem.
So just based off of this, I'll weave the Pistons and all these other things in football. I guarantee you, I don't know how to judge. And Will, you're more of an expert at this than I am. You got to look at these teams' scouting and training and development departments. Like I said, if you're a top 5 fucking pick, you shouldn't be striking out on these. There was a player, his name was he was a Lester, Ronnie Lester. He was on the Lakers on those early championship teams. They give Jerry West the credit for drafting Kobe. it was Ronnie Lester who found him and said, I played one-on-one with this kid.
Trading for
But
Kobe.
yeah, he was like, you got to
They
make
traded
this,
Kobe.
you got to do whatever you can to get this guy. And because, you know, he was a player when Jerry was the coach before he became a general manager. And I'm just saying, look, it's easy. I won't say it's easy to find a diamond in the rough. I think also the one challenge is this guy's got talent. Like, look at Beasley. I thought Beasley was one of the coldest talents of the 2000s. I mean, he to me was such a guarantee. You know, he to me was better than what's the Ohio State dude that was the ultimate bust or whatever.
Greg Oden.
Thank you.
Well, he was injured. That's why.
Right. But Beasley, hell, I heard. Is it true that they said that Beasley was better than Durant? Because they both from the DMV.
Yes.
Yeah, that was conditional thinking at the time.
Yeah. No, I'm saying when they were coming up, because they both came up around the same time.
That was conditional thinking at the time.
But now look, and this is what I was going to ask. Feel free, anybody jump in on this. It's one thing to identify talent like that. And that dude was cold at Kansas. Oh my God, was he cold? But is he trainable or coachable, or is that assessed? I mean, give y'all thoughts on that. I don't want to make it specifically about him, but or versus a guy like I'll use an example. I'm in Ross St. Brown. I know I'm mixing sports, but okay, this guy's a 4th round pick. He really should have been in the 2nd round, you know, and he's got a cold ass work ethic. Like, how do you? I mean, are you talking to his players? I'm sorry, not his players, his coaches, or what?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the issue, like I say, the NBA is because these are babies. You got 1 year of college on these players, 1 year of film. When the NFL, you got 3-4 years of film watching this player. So we know we got a better look at, okay, what type of players. In the NBA, you got 18-year-olds coming in. And if you look at the NBA draft last year, because I looked at it, you had to go to the 14th pick to get a player that wasn't one and done. So you had 19. No, one and done. And like, damn. The NBA ain't gonna be number 1 and done in the 1st round pretty soon. So you got 18, 19-year-olds, like they not ready, they not developed at all. What the NFL is like, okay, 22, 20, okay, we got more view on you. So we know more about what you're gonna do, development. So the NBA, like, they young. So that's why I say the NBA, you're not gonna really know until like 3, 4, like 21, 22. Well, back then it was like, okay, Michael Jordan, 3 years. Elijah Warren, okay, we saw you 3 years. God, we know. Tim Duncan, 4. But Tim Duncan can't believe, oh, we knew what you was gonna be. Now it's like, we think he'll be good, but
you're going off, you're drafting off potential. And the hard part, I think I would be a great GM, but I would never want to do it. Because you have guys you got people in positions that are GMs who are never really been played the sport. And so a lot of these dudes are drafting off potential, and they're drafting hoopers. And I try to tell people all the time, there's a difference between being a hooper and being a basketball player.
Ain't that the point of their scouts, though? Ain't that the point of their scouts?
But sometimes the scouts aren't even those type of guys. It takes a very special eye to get it right, man. It takes a very special eye to get it right. And a lot of times when we look at these things, most times GMs, they swing and miss on a lot of picks. And they still keep a job. So it's just like, damn, how are you able to still keep a job when you drafted consistently bad 3-4 years in a row?
Well, because here's a few things. One, there's a metric to decide. I mean, public opinion is one thing. We're like, oh, you missed on this dude, you missed on this dude, missed this dude. Because everybody swear that they're armchair specialists. So I think that they don't go off that metric. What I think is 1 out of 10 people is a good percentage. 2 out of 10, damn good.
Yeah.
You hitting 3 and 4 out of 10, like you're a guru. Because you're going to miss out on more than you hit.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature of the game. And also, what I think that goes on is a lot of people just cheating off somebody else's cheat sheet. It's just how it goes with scouting, man. And I say that because a lot of my coaching friends talk about how some dudes recruit, and it's shameful. They only think somebody good because somebody else said they're good.
Yeah, they don't actually get out there and go watch them for themselves.
Right, or they don't trust their own opinion.
Yeah.
You gotta scout you gotta scout the scout now.
Oh yeah.
And again, that goes back to what I said earlier. If you can get away with doing less work and still get paid for it, you're gonna do it. Human nature has showed you're gonna do it. If I can get paid for doing nothing, let somebody else do the work, and I sit back and take the credit, and damn, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
But you have you have pride in your work. Me, I take pride in my shit. I do too. If I don't get paid, I still want to do a fucking good job.
Okay, so
a lot of people don't operate like that though.
Let me help you with that. It's not so much even that. These dudes go hard, they work, they get their notes, but guess what? When it's time to turn into the head coach, oh shit, man, what if he say, fuck this kid? Oh man. hey, Coach Smith, what do you think about this kid? So they'll second guess their whole body of work they did because they don't trust themselves. That goes on in coaching circles. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of coaches miss on players because they didn't trust their first mind. They went with the consensus. Or the star level of a player. Oh, well, this kid 3-star, he's only 2. Well, because you got to justify that to the booster, to the fans.
Green, what you got on this?
Well, I'm sitting here listening to y'all cooking, but I just feel like it's these young players. Somebody, the homie Chris said it, that you don't really see a player really pan out in the NBA right now. That's like they're in 22 to 23 years old. Let's say 23, right? 23, you can really see like, okay, he got an upside. He really learning the game, and he has something. You know what I'm saying? Give him that bag, whatever the case may be. But when we look at like a lot of players like Anthony Edwards right now, young player, he's in a situation where we probably don't think they're gonna win a championship, right? In Minnesota. But you bring in veterans that help him out, he look a little bit better. He look a little bit different. Everybody know Anthony Edwards got that dog. And then I'm gonna transition to a guy that's on my team, Jalen Green. Came out of the G League. You know what I'm saying? You got a dude, Alfred Sengun, who's past him as far as like his 3rd year leap. 2010, Jalen Green he regressed under a system, under a head coach that knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna blame my GM because I think we drafted well with the young guys that we have, the talent that we have, because that's what drafting is about. It's about the talent anyway. We didn't know Nikola Jokic was gonna be who he was. If that was the case, we would have drafted him number 1. But what I'm trying to say is, it's about what these players really got in their heart and their mind. Are they really trying to be professional? Or that ain't on the GM or the coach's fault. But I do agree that, you know, they cheat the sheet, looking at everybody else. Oh, he this guy. If we would have drafted Cade Cunningham, how much that would have been? How much of an improvement would the Rockets be if we had Cade Cunningham? You know what I'm saying? Because people saying Cade Cunningham don't even have that dog. He putting up the numbers. He putting up that, but he in a losing situation. Steve,
well, here's the question: Are you more afraid of being right, or are you more afraid of being wrong?
That was the point I was going to bring out. A lot of people are more afraid of being wrong.
That goes to like investing. You know what I'm saying? When you invest in something, you don't know if you're right or wrong.
Oh, dude, you said investment. Hold on. That's
in the players.
I'll even dumb it down even more. Not saying you were dumbing it down, but I'll dumb it down even more. Dudes would rather get the safe hole that's a 5 or 4 or whatever that they know they can smash versus swinging for the fences for the 8 or 9s or what have you, right?
Yeah, that's a
right, you know, and I think
that's trying to get it off, though.
Right, exactly. But I think though, look, let's be honest. You just want players who you know that can. Well, let me take that back. Outside of players that you know to contribute, you want to see where their mind is at. There's a reason you're interviewing, or when they're getting recruited for college, if they go to college, while you're interviewing their parents, while you're looking around their environment, while you talking to their coaches. And the coaches, it ain't just their play on the court or what have you. I remember somebody had said the secret is watch how they are on the sidelines.
I think that was Andre Drummond said that. Well, I don't know if he exactly said that, but I know he alluded to saying like, hey, they don't just look at you on the court, they look at you what you do on the bench, or you're a good team player.
And you called him by his wrong name. His name is Andre Bummon. Get it right. Yeah, I'm a Detroit Pistons fan.
That's exactly what I do when I go to games. When I coach games, I don't have a starting lineup. Every team I've ever coached, I don't have a starting lineup. I beat my kids to the gym. I make sure I've beaten every kid that I've ever coached. I beat them to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting at the door, just watching them from the time they get out the car, from the time they get in the gym, from the time it's time to warm up, and then I decide my five. I don't have a starting five.
Really? That's an interesting.
I've never had a starting five because each tournament, each game is different, man. And I'm the type of dude I want to see because every parent wants their kid to start. So I try to, and that's part of my reasoning in that. So I give every kid a chance to start because the starting BS is overrated.
But what's your outside of that starting part, which I think is good? What's your approach behind that? Do you think that always the kid that's going to be the most? I'm sorry, the kid that's going to be the earliest is always going to be the most prepared, or what's your?
It's not even about being early. Well, my teams, my programs, you have to be at the gym an hour before the next game when I'm coaching AAU.
Damn,
if you're not there an hour.
That makes sense. That makes
sense.
sense.
I need you to get in the gym and have the mindset. Okay, I'm playing basketball today, and I don't believe in the game phase. I don't believe in pregame talks. I really ever do it, but I just need to see your interactions with the people that are checking you in at the door. Are you respectful? Say, hey, how you doing? But not even hey, just like, hey, yes, sir, no, ma'am, this and that. Oh, I appreciate you letting me in type of stuff. I want to see you interacting. If you cussing and acting the fool in the hallways and all this, that means you're going to cuss and act the fool with the referees. Can't be on my team.
Hold on. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Man.
So when have you seen one of things can you, without putting anybody on blast, can you give us a story behind what has confirmed your scenarios and a little smart ass kid talking shit or whatever, give us a scenario that has confirmed that, because I agree with you, but
I won't even give you a story about a kid. I'll give you a story about a parent. So I give you a parent. Parent is just, the kid is playing well. He's playing really well. I think I told Cliff this story before. He's playing really, really good. And he hasn't started yet. This is about our second tournament. Hasn't started yet, and the parent is complaining this and that. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to start him in the next game. I'll go and talk to the kid. I was like, hey, man, this is what we're going to do, yada, yada, yada. He's like, man, coach, but I'm cool. I'm playing late in the games and shit. I'm playing the last, 8 minutes of the game. I'm cool with it. I was like, man, but your mom wants you to start. This and that. I said, here's what we're going to do. We start the game. He starts the game. I said, we're going to win the tip, and we're going to call timeout. We won the tip. We called timeout. I subbed him out. And I told the parent, you wanted him to start. He started. And
You're a cold K. But
that's the truth. You're not going to run my program.
Nah, you're the coach, bro. You the coach.
You're not going to run my team.
You setting a standard for your team. That's your team, not their team.
You're not going to run my team. But they wanted him to start. He started, right? Did he not start?
He started. Technically, he started.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that shit was
and I'm not even a mean dude. I'm not a mean coach at all. But my standard is my standard on my program.
I had one, man. I had a kid, man. He's an asshole, man. My last year coaching AAU, I was coaching under Rayford Austin, man, on the Crossover Athletics 2014. I had a kid, man. He was his big brother was on the big team, on Rayford's team.
Mm-hmm.
He was 16U team. And he just thought he was better than what he was. And I remember the Great American Shootout. We was playing at College Station. And he just was always that kid to talk back, chirp back. So this kind of goes to your point of running your program. And we was already shorthanded. And this motherfucker kept on fouling. And he kept saying, like, man, but coach, I'm not even touching him. I'm like, dude, stop reaching. When you reach, you leave it up to interpretation. And we don't complain to the refs. He did it 3 more times, and he had 1 more foul till he fouled out. I was like, I tell you what, man. He's like, man, they don't let me foul out, man. It's a bull. I like, and his mom was in the audience whooping at me. I was like, I tell you what, man, have a seat. I guarantee you won't foul out. I guarantee you won't foul out. That son bitch said the bench rest of the game.
Did he foul out?
Did he foul out? You don't want to listen to me. You want to keep reaching and think you're going to pickpocket people. I told you to stop doing that. Instead of breaking down and playing D. Guess what? I guarantee you won't foul out. He foul out.
Come grab some bits, dog. Come grab some bits.
Hey, you didn't foul out. I helped you out, bro.
Some of these coaching stories are the best ever, man.
I mean, sometimes you gotta stand on principle, and it's hard because again, I lost the kid after that, which I wasn't tripping because we was already at that point, just too much back and forward. But at the same time, my kids who stayed around, they respected me. They knew what time it was. Like, no, you're not gonna complain your way out of doing what I asked you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not saying go for the referee because one of the other kids got, he moved to Dallas, so we lost him. So he became the guy who I'm referencing. He became our best player.
Yeah.
Well, by default, right? Because the 16U team that was the real good one. That's when they had John Walker III. He played at Texas Southern the last 3 years, transferred from Texas A&M. That's an actual talent. My kids weren't even on JV. So I'm just like, man, I told my kids, like, yo, y'all not that good. I got 7th graders who would bust y'all ass. And it's what happened that last tournament. No, I'm lying. Which one's a great make shootout? Anyway, if Dallas was the last tournament. Man, I had like a few roster spots open, so I brought 2 7th graders and a 9th grade over. From my previous program, I had. Well, I used to be a coach back then in Aldine District. I brought them over there, and they were my best 3 players with 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. These kids like 12, 13. So I mean, as a coach, man, you just gotta stand on your laurels.
Is that
man.
possible? You had 13 and 14-year-olds that were killing the 16-year-olds.
Yeah. One of my kids, he'll tell you his name is Andre Washington. He plays for Cameron University. I think that's in Kansas or some shit like that. Andre was 12. Boy, Dre was 12, man. And I remember we played against Darren Williams' team, and that was his coming out party because he just was learning how to work with his body. And I was just yelling at them kids, like, man, I got kids out here 12 years old playing harder than some of y'all. Parents like, who's 12? I was like, Andre, stand up. He's like
12, not 13, 12.
12. 5'10", his arms are longer than mine. I'm 6'7". His arms are longer than mine at 5'10". I was like, Andre, he's 12. So, man, and I swear, the look on them parents' face was like, oh, damn, Coach Franks. I see you put that junk on.
Yeah.
What school was that again?
Huh?
What school was that?
The school without a football coach right now.
Like a
school without a football coach. Yeah.
The top HBCU in Houston.
That's the best. That's the best junior college in Houston.
Man, I would love to continue to rock with y'all, man, but I gotta go.
Yeah, man, I'm about to shut it down, man. We've been going 3+ hours, man. I appreciate y'all panelists, man. We gotta start doing this.
I'll be back.
Yeah, Green. I appreciate you.
No, it's all good. I'm about to hit Papa Do's, but I'll be
here.
Yeah,
man. Only Do's, goddamn.
Yeah.
Sir Tykes, if I'd have known you was out here, man, I'd have met up with you. I'm in Plano. I'm not too far from you.
Dude, I was in Plano last night at damn it, where was I in Plano at? It's all these bars or whatever. My cousin was showing me around. Then I went to this fucking cigar bar that was like damn near Jerry World itself. I'm like, I ain't never seen a cigar bar like this.
There's some spots out here, man. Yo, next time you come down, let
Jerry World?
Yeah, he out there.
Yeah, I'm in Arlington. I'm in specifically Bedford right now, but I'm gonna try to hook up with this chick first or what have you, and then
your business, man.
Yeah. Arlington, home of the.
Yeah, but I thought you were in Houston, but yeah, definitely. Shit. What was gonna ask you? Hell, it doesn't matter because the game is I want to say 7. Yeah, y'all on Central Time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, damn, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm thinking I'll show up the game at 8:00 and shit. And it's
that's a waste of money.
All right, y'all, man. I gotta dip, man. Appreciate you, man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yep.
All right, fellas, gentlemen, thank y'all for being a part of the show. We're gonna wrap it here. Y'all hit the like button on the way out. Thank y'all for being a part of the experience that is Hoop Jargon. And we gotta start doing these more. I know. So that's why I gave y'all 3.5 hours of this. Chris, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man. So y'all, thank y'all so much. And we're gonna run Machismo TV one more time, and then we're gonna close out.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, With so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.